Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ladies and gentlemen, the honorable judges, dear brothers and sisters, a very good morning to everyone. My name is Mahjoub Osman, and here beside me is Rubali Abdi, and we are presenting PureLink Ethiopia. And before we start, let me sincerely appreciate our advisors, Prof. Suraya, Mr. Mukhlis, and Dr. Haniza for their valuable insights throughout this journey. And what is PureLink Ethiopia? Before PureLink Ethiopia, we are 5 people who are 4 of them are current AIU students, and 1 of them is alumni AIU student. And what is PureLink Ethiopia? PureLink Ethiopia actually is a startup that serves as a full digital traceability system for the farmers to empower them with full traceability system from the ground, from the field, until it reaches the consumer mouse. So what is the issues that we found here? The main issues are the broker monopoly of the market. When the farmers are wanting to sell their products to outside, they cannot sell by themselves. The brokers will come and monopolize everything and take the value of the product. So 30% of the value lost in the monopolization of those brokers. And again, also the issue of EUDR certifications. EUDR means that European Union Deforestation Compliance. Most of the farmers, they don't know how to trace, how to track their products. So when it goes outside, it fails and it's being rejected from producing to other countries. So it comes back again. 75% of Ethiopian global population is depending on agriculture. So solution comes, which is the system that we built to empower them from with traceability from the ground till it verifies that this product is being compliant and is being regulated by the European and the global nation compliant. Because we are now the intermediators, but we don't take and charge the farmers. Our revenue model goes only to the companies, and the value proposition for both sides, the companies and the farmers. The farmers, they get their products goes out without rejection, and the companies also, they get the product without being rejected, which is a big issue. Like the companies will get the products that is being verified, being trusted. That is the whole value proposition. In general, the value proposition also, can you go to, here. So the value proposition in society, we give back 40% of the dividend back to society. And this 4%, not only the value proposition for society. For society, we aim as PureLink Ethiopia to empower the whole exporting industry of agriculture in the country, and not only Ethiopia actually. We are focusing in the whole East African countries, starting by my country, Sudan, going to Kenya, because we are all from the same farmer background, and we know how this geographical landscape is going, and everything is not organized and messy in terms of exporting. That's why we found this idea and we came. And from here, my brother Obali will continue this presentation for you. Thank you so much for listening to me.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'll proceed to how this idea emerges from. Would you proceed to the another slide? Yeah. Back in order to understand the foundation of PureLink Ethiopia, you have to look where its idea emerges from, how it starts, and from where it really came from as an idea. And me, I myself, I'm ISO, internal auditor, with credentials in food safety management systems and HASP, and I work for about 3 years in import-export documentation, like navigating different complex documentation of export across the European markets, Middle Eastern markets, and Asian markets. And I see the importance of global assurance and quality assurance, and I also witnessed the bottleneck issue where incredible Ethiopian farmers, processors, and exporters locked out of global markets. And regarding this, considering this, we came up with a business model that can solve and bridge this. And our business model is like our revenue. We have 5% that is came from our commission side that we charge the buyers, which means 4% of this 5% goes to the community back to fund water projects, solar projects, all the other that the farmer needs in the area that we deal with the farmer. And 1% goes to our operational side. And and our revenue comes from 3 tiers. The first one, B2B subscription for those that use our platform, end-to-end traceability and supply chain system. Second, we have a flat commission-based payment where any transaction that goes through us we get them from them. And the main issue that our business came to our life is EUDR, European Union Deforestation Regulation Certificates, where we generate that a document that has a polygon, a geolocation, a country of origin documentation, all, and with its coordination that's from satellites. So, and when one document generates, we make our money also. And I'll proceed to the next slide. And when it comes to our social impact, what we aim to project this, we start at a class project, and we take our first place in that competition. And what we get is 1,000 seed fund from the university in order to develop our infrastructure end to end. Because our infrastructure is a blockchain-based system, is an infrastructure that has an app, an infrastructure that has a website inside of it. Is all integration just in-house 1,000 only. And our app works offline 100%, considering the rural Ethiopian area to the village. No internet, like it works 100% for considering them. And we did one successful pilot test with one Ethiopian farmers that is successful for us also. And in all doing this, we have 4% of social dividend, that goes to our community. And let's pass to the second slide, and I'll emphasize how our technical infrastructure helps our vision. And our technical infrastructure, we're considering, we have 3 advisors. One of them are technical advisor, Dr. Haniza Muhammad Khair. And our advisor helped us to shift from blockchain, 100% blockchain system to the hybrid system, where we apply our blockchain to the office side, where the farmer side goes to no internet at the farmer level, where the enterprise level, we use the B2B, where we emphasize a multiple passports and a blockchain for the LEC, which is a letter of credit for all the exports that we believe proceeds. And I'll pass to our next slides, where I'll emphasize on the capital efficiency. And we are requesting 30,000 Malaysia ringgit in order to make sure our idea and our vision that we are aiming are a sense of farmers. Me, myself, and my colleagues, we are all farmers. We wanted to take that vision to the ground, and we allocate based on this with advice of our advisors from Thermoclis, fixed cost, variable cost, operating cost, where 14,400 of our cost goes to the fixed cost to fund the incorporation and all related things, and a variable cost about 9,600 goes to our variable cost, and whereas 6,400 of it goes to our operating expenses that we aim to envision. And when it comes to our unit economics, like how long does it take to pay back us? It takes about less than 3 months when we work with one exporter company. And for that company, we have annual revenue from one company about 18,000 Malaysia ringgit, which is a lot back in Ethiopia to fund and to reach our level. And considering the time, I'll pass to our next slide. And our path, because we start at a class project, and we are envisioned to go globally and nationally. And from 1 month to 6 months, from 6 months to 18 months, that all how we gonna ensure that this thing goes in the ground from the first month, from legal incorporation to until we secure 10 processes in 18 months of time. That ensures, that covers our break-even point. And when it comes to the ask, we are requiring 13,000 of Malaysia ringgit to help the Ethiopian farmers that needs help on the ground. And for our country also, in order to ensure our exports goes globally, our coffee goes globally, and you can drink it in your table also. So proceeding this one, I'll proceed directly to show our infrastructure that we have built considering end-to-end infrastructure. And our infrastructure has three main areas. The first one is farmer, the second one is a company, and the third one is a corporate. And let's try to emphasize on the farmer side. On the farmer side, as you see, any company requests a demo to access our system. So we allow them, and if if I already have, I'll just sign in and I use it. Okay, I'll sign in and I use it. So I'll proceed to show our infrastructure. Yeah, this is the overall. We call it Agro Pulse. So it's enforced that from disease detection, weather, because it is AI integration by itself, blockchain by itself, all those. So from there until it's the GPS and everything that goes to the ground, we do have already integrated and developed our full system. And for my collection, like we can see one full audit file. So if you see one full audit site, who farmed, where, what kind of crop that farmer uses. So a tourist bridge. Any buyer from Malaysia or from Europe can see where this product is really produced. In which land, is there a deforestation that is done around them? Is there any fertilizer or any chemical that has been used in this time of amount? So they can access from the Ethiopian map specifically made using this geolocation coordinates, how many hectares are they lying? Every information will be available in our system. So directly I will proceed to the company side, to the portal. So considering this, we not only a class project from the start, we came to ensure that the problem that Ethiopian farmers, processors, exporters on the ground faces, because most of them are locked out of the global markets, while our coffee sector only accounts for $3 billion. Only the coffee. So we wanted to ensure that the farmers will get the ground, not only empowering by the word, by actual, from pre-harvest, during harvest to the post-harvest, the need assistance and help they need, while we ensure that the quality, the safety, and everything is ensured, and we help our country also at a macro level. And to the company side, I wanted to ensure that everything that's displayed, anyone who has a company can see from their home, where they stay, from Europe, how much it's produced, how much my plant did, all of this is. And because of the time restraint, I will just end here. Thank you for your listening, and we appreciate.
Assalamu alaikum. If I may start, Ms. Chung. Thank you so much for your presentation. Great presentation. Why don't you all come to the middle? I have a few questions. In the interest of time, I'll just ask two first. Tell us a bit more about your pilot project. You have piloted with one Ethiopian farmer. What were the lessons that you learned with that? Second question. I noticed you're trying to solve also for the middleman, right?
Yeah.
But your focus is mainly on regulation and certification. There are a lot of issues that farmers face, such as logistics and access to markets. How will you unlock that bottleneck? Because initially you mentioned that 30% of their income goes to the middleman, but not everything is charged towards regulation. Some is because of logistics costs and other factors. So how much income, additional income, can the farmer get from this platform? Finally, talk us a bit through your unit economics. You went through it very fast, so maybe you can go back to the unit economics slide, and we have more questions on that later. Those are my 3 questions.
Okay, thank you for the question, and I appreciate. When it comes to the unit, the first one, the pilot test, we start our pilot test after developing our infrastructure fully, or developing our mobile app also. So we wanted to make sure that our system is real also in the ground. So as a son of farmers, we all are from the farmer side, and we contacted one of our family in order to make sure that the ground on the system works, and how our app also used on the ground in collection of those geolocation areas and everything that related to the farmer side. And we did fully, considering the value chain, and taking the advice of our advisors, because we do have 3 advisors, from technical advisor.
What did you learn? What are the lessons? Because the pilot is very useful in telling you what can work and what cannot work. and your pilot is extremely small. So I'm not even sure that is the right sample size. You should at least have more in the future if you do another pilot. But tell us, what are the observations from this?
Our observation, what we learn mostly is our system, how it delivers and ensures that this traceability issue for the farmer solves on the ground. One. Second, I will come to the general question, but the market access is there. We wanted to connect these farmers to the buyers on the meantime, because if the product has a history on the ground, the price that they get is not equal to the price that a broker will give them. So we wanted to make sure that this system also work with them, and for the market access and a markup price. Most of the Ethiopian companies, they provide a markup price for that for those who work directly with them. And in order to get that mark price that the market is offering, like 15%, 10%, those that use this kind of system will get a better benefits in market access, and it ensures that farmer will help them. And our pair focus on doing this pilot test is in order to make sure that from pre-harvest how the information is recorded, and in order to see that the farmer is also awareness on the ground, and during harvest also for about 3 months that we did, like only with one, and how it's sourced also, but we didn't do it on the factory side, but we did it on the ground level, the recording information. Well, it worked for us because we also a student, but we wanted to learn more about our infrastructure and about our systems also. And my colleague will assist me.
So yeah, thank you so much for the questions. Like, just to add on the pilot testing challenges. Actually, when we did the pilot test, when we contact our family members, the main issue was like actually this system takes time. So like to farm and to produce a product outside, so it like might take 1 year, for example, because harvesting and everything. So what we analyzed that if to get revenue model out of this system or this startup, it takes time to do the whole evaluation of the production. So when we did, like, we did not complete the 1 year cycle, we just completed the ground, as he said. So what we have analyzed and learned that to be serious about this product is and to do more from this and to gain profit, at least as we said in the unit model, we have like in our mind only 10 farmers in 18 months in the whole. So we need like agents. We are going to work with, as I said, we have one member who is in Ethiopia right now, alumni from AIU, and he will assist us with collecting himself, and other 2-3 agents will work from us, go to the farms, only 10 because it takes time. So in this 1 year and a half, we ensure that all those 10 are being harvested, evaluated the whole area of their land and the whole process of traceability, because this is the only main concern that arises. That's why we write here only 10 in the unit economic, only 10 farmers to back up sorry, to back up again the budget that we are asking. Yeah. That
to make sure that what we deliver is correct, we envisioned not farmer but a company, because each time about 6 months in our forward plan, we envision to board about 500 farmers in 18 months of time. So in 10 companies in all this, in order to reach our break-even point, which we are requesting of 30,000. And as you see, each cost, when emphasized in unit economics, to board one farmer, from training, from integration, because we wanted to provide for that farmer a NFC card that has information of its land, everything. It costs us about 50 ringgit, Malaysian 50 ringgit. But it costs us, but we don't charge the farmer on the ground. But we wanted to make sure that these farmers that work in our network connected to the companies at large, so that those companies can easily buy from them, easily integrate. Second, the information follow is easy, because most of the thing that happens in Ethiopia is paper-based, and we wanted to digitize it, and there is no counterfeit. because most of the brokers, when it happens, they just mix the prices, the product of last year to this year, so that they just take it to the market and they counterfeit. But when this system is happened, the farmer cannot counterfeit, while it benefits the broker. Yeah, okay, thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I can see that you are trying to get this EUDR recognition. Okay.
Yeah.
And what is the purpose of this? And also, are you because you are saying the global market, are you targeting also the European market? Because I think that your ambition is very big. Okay. To help the farmer. But for me, is that with your seed fund and also the allocation for you, maybe you can start up something smaller, because I think European market is not an easy market that you want to go in, because their requirement is very big, very high. Okay.
Yeah, thank you for the questions. In regard to the EUDR is the European Union Deforestation Regulations. It's a new rule, mainly came from 2021, but 100% emphasized in countries like Ethiopia, developing countries, since 2025, September 2025. Any product that comes from Ethiopia or any country has to have EUDR certification or compliant of that standard. And our farmers or our exporters and processors are mostly locked out of this because we don't have that kind of system that ensured we were ready for this. So we recognize the problem. And any company that in Ethiopia, any company that compliant of these EUDR regulations can enter any Middle Eastern markets, can get a good price because they do have a traceability system, they do have a supply chain system. And as for me, I work in this sector for about 3 years also. I know the bottleneck problems on the ground. I work in the documentation side, and I work on the traceability side. And a company that I work for used to have this kind of challenge every time. A buyer want to buy, they don't deliver the traceability history of the traceability history starts from the company, not from the farmer. So we wanted to ensure that these farmers also have information, while they are also benefited, also empowered. For the companies also, they get a premium products. So every system, we wanted to digitize not only for the export markets, but internal local Ethiopian markets. So those if they have information, they can compete locally, and for those who exporting, they can compete globally, not only in the European markets, but in the Middle Eastern and Asian markets. Yeah.
Test. Test. Mic test.
I introduce golden knot. I'd like to introduce someone very special. She is Zahra, a 28 years old Afghan carpet weaver with a family of 7, and she helps her family to by weaving carpets. After losing her father during the war in Afghanistan, she had to take more responsibility of her family. But despite all her efforts and hard work that she's making, she can only earn 4,000 to 5,000 Afghanis, which is equivalent to $50 to $76 per month. Unfortunately, this is the only way she has got, and carpet weaving is not just a job for her. It's a way she can help her family survive. Unfortunately, she is not the onlyest one. There are thousands of other women, Afghan carpet weavers, same as her, facing the same problems. That's why we have created Golden Knot. Respected judges, dear lecturers, good morning. I'm Muhammad Qais, and we proudly present Golden Knot, an online and based on social business e-commerce platform that connects Afghan women weavers directly to the global market. It eliminates the middleman, and also it helps to preserve a heritage of centuries and a culture of carpet weaving. But despite all, we have 3 main problems. The first one to note is that the industry of Afghan carpet weaving has more than 1.2 million people that are working in this industry, and majority are women. So they're facing most of the impacts. These are the issues that these women are facing, and we will go and check them one by one. So the first one, exploitation by intermediaries and also the brand theft. So these women, they are selling their carpets by middlemen or the local brokers. These brokers take the majority of the profit for themselves and give the least to these women. In some cases, these women only receive 30 to 40% of what actually their carpets worth. Another problem that these people are facing is that in some cases, the carpets are smuggled to neighboring and regional countries like Iran, Pakistan, Uzbekistan, and Turkey. These carpets are rebranded and re-exported with the new labelings, with foreign labels. The second issue is poverty among these women. So these women only earn $50 to $76 per month. However, the industry is vast, but there has been nothing done for these people. One of these carpet weavers have said she spends 15 to 60,000 Afghanis making one carpet, but she struggles to find a buyer and to sell her products in the market. Many of them remain below the line of poverty. The third issue that we are having is lack of digital access. Now the business and the trade is actually shaped by internet. And these women have no presence in the online market. They have limited online presence, and also poor digital markets caused low exports for their carpets. For example, in 2024, according to a report, they have exported only 15.2 million worth of carpets, while this industry has more than 1 million people. So, in order to tackle these problems, we have proposed 3 solutions for each of them. The first one, market exploitation and brand theft. We give these women an access to the platform which gives them access, a direct access to the global markets and to the global buyers. So they can sell their own products by themselves with their own pricing and brandings. At the same time, we give them some training to improve the digital literacy. We are not just handing them over the platform. We show them how to use it. We show them how to write the descriptions for their products and how to preserve and increase their online presence. With our fair trading prices and also low commission model, we give the majority or the maximum of the profit to the women themselves. So we are tackling the poverty. So these are our expected impacts. These are divided into 3 different groups: the short term, medium term, and long term. Fortunately, we have already achieved our short term goals. Now we are trying to achieve the midterm, and we are expecting for the long term. For the midterm, we are expecting around 50 registered sellers by the end of this year, around 15 completed transactions, 85 to 90% of revenue retained by the weavers themselves, and also increased global visibility. For our long term, by the 3rd year, we are expecting more than 300 active sellers in our platform, and also an increase in their incomes by 30 to 45%. Next. Okay, so our beneficiaries. Our beneficiaries are mainly the Afghan carpet weaving women, which are aged between 22 to 55 years old. They have experience in carpet weaving, but they have no experience in digital marketing, and also they have a low income of around $76 per month. So at the same time, they need to be willing to join our program, to train them. So our value proposition: one platform actually here tracks and benefits 3 different groups: the beneficiaries, the carpet weaving women. So we provide them with higher incomes. We give them some digital trainings that helps them to have some digital skills, and we give them access to the international market so they can sell their products by themselves with their own pricing and brandings. The customers, they know what they're buying, from whom they're buying, and for how much. So there is no brand thefts anymore, and we can ensure a fair trade between the customer and our producers. For society, it will help us to remove and reduce the poverty, specifically for these women, for this specific category, and also preserve a centuries-old heritage. So these are our unique selling propositions. Actually, right now, we have 2 main competitors in the market. The first one is the local brokers, which have completely failed the system. And the second one is an online platform, Asil. Asil is also an online platform, but the thing they are doing, however, they connect the buyers to the producers, but they buy the carpets themselves first, then they sell the carpets in the market by themselves. So this is the revenue model, and Zahid will continue.
Assalamu alaikum and good morning, respected judges. Let's talk about the revenue model. So the Golden Knot generates their revenue through 2 channels. First is the transaction commission of 10 to 15% on every completed sales. It is fair enough to keep the artisans profitable, which is the core of our business, and keep the platform running. And the second thing is the optional premium listing services for the artisans who want greater visibility. And critically, no dividends are distributed. All the surplus is reinvested into the platform, training, and the welfare of the weavers and the future expansion. Now let's move to the project costs and the financial summary. So now let's talk about the numbers. to launch this business in Afghanistan, it requires $7,431, which is the equivalent of today's 30,400 ringgit, to cover the business licensing, the secure Hisab Pay payment gateway, and the rebuild of our website, which is now very basic. We want to make it more professional in terms of security and other features, and to cover up our 6 months of costs, operating costs. So with the grant of the 30,000 or more, it covers all our launching costs. And from month 7 onwards, the commission revenue takes over from the grant, and it steadily builds the surplus and covers the founder's salaries and the operating costs. So it is now, we are just asking the fund, but it is a sustainable business. Now let's talk about what we have achieved in the last 4 months. A mission, like it was a vision, but we made it as an action. And we took the golden knot from just an idea to a developed website. We made it possible to register 14 artisans, more than what we were expecting, and listed 10 products on our platform. And we made it possible to conduct our first literacy program, where we built their confidence to use our platform and sell their products without being exploited by anyone. So Golden Knot is not just selling the products online, it's about just to secure or to preserve their dignity of women for being exploited for too long, and creating opportunities where opportunities have been denied for so long. And we believe Golden Knot is not just viable, it is necessary. And thank you so much. We welcome your questions.
Thank you. I really like your opening of this presentation. It's very persuasive. I was just wondering, in terms, there are basically two or three questions here. Carpet is something that is a high value, special. Whether online, whether habit of purchasing carpet is actually readily acceptable online. We're not talking about the shirts, we're not talking about carpet. So this is a culture of buying carpet. So I wonder whether this has been thought about and has been addressed, and whether this can be a successful platform to actually do this business. And number two, if I get it right, because these women, their biggest worry, their biggest skill is weaving carpet. But planning for logistic, selling and transporting, exporting, and this will be done by your platform?
Yes.
Okay, meaning to say they have no worries of logistic at all.
Yeah.
This is done. This is where the 10 to 15% comes in.
Yeah,
it is not just a platform, but you are also providing logistics and all. So that's kind of good. And rather than, I was just wondering whether you are dealing with individual carpet weavers, or you can deal with a groups of carpet weavers. Meaning to say that rather than they work alone, they may be working in a group, and you actually adopt them. The system, the platform, can actually adopt them as a group. Because it is, the possibility of having a demand-based sales rather than you do it first and then let's see who wants to buy. Nowadays people want to have a customized, they want to, with the digital design, whether the platform can also assist them in getting the buyers before they even make the carpet, like demand-based or customized design, whether your platform can also provide such, facilitation.
So when it comes to your first question, as you said that carpets are one of the precious things to buy online, because it needs somebody to go and check the quality and the size of the carpets by themselves in person. But I looked at my competitor, Asil. So when I went to the website, I found out they have a huge number of sales. So which means that people have already accepted that they can buy the carpets online, which was a good evidence for me. And because of that, I went online and I asked on our platforms, and we asked some of the groups I contacted, because the cultural problem is there. Like, it's not a problem, it's culturally, women, they do not want to come online and talk to you. It was very hard for me for the first time, so I contacted. And at the same time, I contacted the buyers who wants to buy. And some of the buyers, they are willing to buy online. Because some of the carpets, like Afghan carpets, like I would say one of the precious one are the Afghan wars carpets. Most expensive one, $5,000 to $7,000. Even can go to $10,000. People are buying them online from European countries and American countries, these kind of carpets, and they are paying a huge amount of money. And they are well known in the market. It's not something that they are being introduced for the first time. And when it comes to the second question, as you said, that logistics are, if we look at the major e-commerce platforms, or we look at the Shopee and Lazada and others, the logistics or the shipment is mostly covered by the buyers. In this case, we will help these sellers with our buyers to manage the shipment cost. And the third question, as you said, like, we are not contacting just individuals. They are communities. We have major cities, Herat, Kunduz, Balkh, and some other major cities, where we have communities. Because carpet weaving isn't just the work of one person, because we have 3 to 4 and 5 women at the same time working for 12 hours consecutively to weave one carpet. So if we contact one, it means we are contacting a whole community. And there are some communities, there are some places where they weave the carpets. That's all.
How about the demand-based, customized or demand-based?
Can you just repeat that?
You know, now people make the carpet and then sells it.
Mhm.
But, you know, they pre-order and people, you know, you can have like pre-order design.
I
and
understood, I
Once
understood.
people demand it, they can, and this also requires some promise of delivery within 10 weeks, with delivery within 1 week, you know, that kind of thing. Whether this model can be
so
also.
according to my experience, my father, may Allah bless him, and he was one of the person who was dealing and controlling the financial activities of those weavers at some point during 19 and 2000, the early 2000. So I have the experience. People would come sometimes to the shopkeepers and they would order what type of thing they want and how it should be weaved, what type of design will be there, because the designs are clearly there. We have culturally acceptable designs mostly accepted around the world. And I have seen some American soldiers at that time, they would come and they would give the design. I need this type of carpet. So the carpet is already bought by them. They paid for that. And they are just waiting for 5 months or 6 months or 10 months or completely maybe 1 or 2 years so that their carpet is being ready and they can take it with themselves. And we have this type of thing also. Because the people could come. But this is our initial part. We can't go to that one directly, cannot jump that because it is out of our reach for now.
Thank you for your presentation. I have a few questions. First, on marketing, who are your customers and how are you going to do your marketing? So what does your marketing plan look like? We didn't see any spend on marketing as well. Second, if you go back to the slide where we were at just now, the 3-year sustainability plan, from 14 to 24 to 31 carpets per month, how much does the weaver get at the end of the day? So what is the increase in their income? And the third question, you said that you have 14 artisans and 10 products already on the platform. So can you tell us a bit about the financial impact or the financials of this initial pilot? And I also noticed in your request of 30,000 over ringgit, there's one item that costs 20,000 ringgit. Why do you need that item?
All right. So when it comes to your first questions for the marketing, we kept it and we don't have, we don't want to spend on marketing because if we can do marketing easily without spending on it through our Facebook and Instagram, why we need to spend on that? Because it will restrict us in terms of getting the fund. So for the initial 1 to 2 years, we want to have only using our platforms and reaching to the customers through that way. And the second question that you asked, like, what was the second question? Sorry for it. I forgot. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So these 14 to 24 to 31 carpets monthly selling. So I took the average carpet price for that, okay? Like if we go to there is a website where they have mentioned the prices of the Afghan carpets. So I have found out that it can even reach to $10,000. So I kept it as an average of $500, okay? If the carpet is for $500 and we sell it through our platform, so at the end of the day, these viewers are receiving 300 plus profit of that carpet, and the rest we are taking as our commission. So this is how we calculate, and this is how we expect their income at the end of the day. And the other thing that you have asked, like there is one thing that you have asked for 20,000 only on one thing. You know, it's Afghanistan. Afghanistan is totally different. Okay, go to the back. This one. All right. This is the place where make the things critical. 26,000 ringgit. So now it's Afghanistan. It's completely different. If you look at Malaysia, it works and it goes and the things are working differently. Nowadays, Afghanistan, for the past 5 years, we are under sections. Our banking system is completely shut down. So Afghans cannot do the transaction directly from Afghanistan to anywhere else. And nobody can do the transaction from the outside to Afghanistan inside. So now, finally, alhamdulillah, in 2024, there was an e-wallet, which is called Hisab Pay. They introduced their first e-wallet and they managed, and they are operating from London. They're based in London. They have now their own stations in Afghanistan. So for that, when I contacted them for the API, so I want the API for our platform, they say, no, you need to have the business license from the government, because the government does not want any kind of scheme, any kind of things that happens in the sky, and there is no record for that. So when I contacted someone in the government, we have some relatives, I contacted them that I need a license. I thought like it would be very easy. Then they say, no, the license is almost cost $1,000. And for keeping that, we need to deposit another $5,000 as a deposit for a security deposit for the license, which will be there for 5 years consecutively. And then we have professional website redevelopment, because our website is now very basic. Anyone can breach it out and can get the information easily. So for that, we need to rebuild our website.
So the 20,000 ringgit, so $5,000 would take you 5 years. It will last 5 years before you have to top up another 5,000.
The security will be there.
Okay.
Just this will change.
Deposit. Okay.
Yeah, we get the money back.
Okay.
This will change. Then we renew. But the renewal will not be the $1,000 again. It is less than that.
Understood.
It's almost like $300.
So you also shared with us a competitor. What are the differences between the customer base of yourself at Golden Knot versus Asil?
Actually, the Asil, it's like its own digital workshop, shop, where they sell their own carpets, where they have their own rugs. They are not involving the viewers directly. What they do, they are the same intermediaries. They go and they buy from them, and they come and they list on their website. So it is again the same broker system, but what they did a bit fair. They buy from the sellers and they give what they need, but still they are taking the huge chunk of their profit. It's not what they are doing. And why we stand out from the brokers and from the intermediaries is just because we are providing three things at the same time: complete access to the world market and to the local market. At the same time, we are helping them how to use our website, how to take photographs, how to make the videos and how to put the descriptions, because most of them are illiterate.
Just one concern with respect to the carpet weavers. In the Asil model, they get the money immediately. You know, when the Asil purchase the carpet from them and then they resell them, they get the money. In your case, the weaver wouldn't get the money until their carpet being sold, and you know how much time needed for them to actually get the money back.
You are right on that perspective, but I would say it is far better than the someone who is taking the 70 to 80% of their profit. Because as we said, these weavers, they are not just selling one carpet and they are not just weaving one carpet at a time and they sell. They have a bunch of carpets and dozens of carpets they have in the store, so they can wait for a long. And this business nowadays in Central Asia is taking like a strike. It is in its peak. It's not something that only Afghanistan has it. Iran, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Kazakhstan, Turkey, all those countries. And among them, the best are the Afghan carpets. Because still we have kept the culture to weave the carpets handmade. And there is no machine involved. That's the point.
I'm sorry, I just get too excited with your project, and I really thought this is a good project. But because the baseline is we want to help the weavers, So if the system deny them of getting the money, as and when they need it, then I think they will be not solving the initial problem that you're trying to solve, and hence I wonder whether it is also possible this platform, in addition to getting the direct buyers, actually going to the carpet sellers and do the bidding, kind of bidding, you can actually sell them almost immediately, maybe at a lower price, but at least they can get sold quicker. If there are, I'm sure there are hundreds of carpet sellers online, like Asil is one of them. Whether the bidding process can be done by your platform. I mean, you can actually enhance your system in that way, so that the money that comes to unless you have your own money that you can actually give some kind of early purchase price, 10%, 20% to the weavers.
So actually, about your concern about the sales, so the thing that actually Asil are doing, so as Zahid already explained, they are buying the carpets themselves, and then they are putting them on their shop, on their online shop, and then reselling them. But what we are doing, we give them access. So now these women, they only receive like 25 to 30% of the revenue, the profit from the carpet. But if they sell the carpets themselves, almost 80%, 85% of the profit is theirs. So that this way, they can sell their carpets cheaper in our online platform. And this will help our growth and their growth at the same time. For example, if a carpet is, for example, sold $1,000, $200 are given to the women that are actually working there. But if they put that in our website and sell the same carpet for $500, give us $100, they can have the 400, like double of that profit that they used to have. So still, because like we are removing a whole category, a whole group, a group of the middlemen, the people that are intermediating the process. So this way, they can sell their products cheaper, and we can compete the shops and the platforms that already exist.
Okay, what is your pricing strategy to stop the middleman from making profit from your platform, and at the same time, you're giving higher income to the weaver? How do you set your product pricing?
All right. We are not the one who will set the price for our products, because the products are not ours. These are the sellers who will come and they will set up the price for their products according to what the price in the market is. And that's how our pricing is. But what we look to the gross merchandise value of the products, it starts from the $300, ends to the $10,000. That's what we need to know, and that is already proven through a report. Can we go to that? All right.
Okay. I think you need to have some guideline and how to train your weaver to set the pricing, because the middleman, they can make profit from buying cheap and selling high, and unless, how are you going to stop this kind of? That means they are not an end user. They are the person, maybe it's a small dealer or small seller, make profit from there. So in fact, that profit is supposed to go to weaver, but in the end is it goes to the
to the middleman. So this is what I mean by how you set your pricing strategy to stop this kind of practice in the market, because this is always common in the market. This will happen if, let's say, you set your pricing wrongly. So I think that you need to have some strategy on setting your pricing so that you maintain your profit at your platform.
Thank you so much for the advice, but what was the restricting thing was that we had a time limit. At the same time, we were not in the region to go to the market and do the actual research or actual survey to see the prices, the range of the prices, to put that range and let our sellers to know what type of pricing they should do for their products and what products should have what type of pricing. And thank you so much for that advice. Inshallah, we will work on it. All right.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. We are AfriSource from Uganda, and our initiative operates on 3 pillars. That is the learn, build, and fund. Next slide. 83% of Ugandan youth are underemployed in informal work and also earning low incomes. 1 in 3 secondary school leavers cannot afford further education or vocational education, and less than 10% of the students have any form of digital skills certification. So when we saw this problem as AfriSource, we did not keep quiet about it. So let's show you a video to explain the idea quite more clearly.
Assalamu alaikum, ladies and gentlemen. AfriSource means Africa outsource, simply because we believe that Africa's talent should not leave the continent to find opportunities elsewhere. We, as Ugandan students, when we arrived here at AIU, some of us couldn't even open a laptop for our first assignment because where we came from, basic digital skills are never taught, and that became the reason AfriSource exists today. Back in our communities, friends have dropped out of school, others roam the streets with no work. Some of our sisters are sent to the Middle East as housemates, and some never even make it back alive. So we built AfriSource on 3 pillars of learn, build, and fund. And it's the AIU alumni from Uganda that are driving the work on the ground. Learn, we believe one basic digital skill can change everything because it's someone works remotely, even for international companies, without ever leaving home. Build, because Uganda's economy doesn't only need job seekers, it also needs job creators. So we train entrepreneurial, innovative thinking, guided by mentors, and some of the mentors whom we are looking to get from here at AIU. And fund, we connect those ventures to funders like you. We've already reached 3 schools, and we've stood with dropouts, slum youth, and refugees the system left behind. We've earned a seat at the National ICT Innovation Hub in Uganda, a co-working space with its own auditorium. So, our vision as AfriSource, we believe that we can have 5 hubs in 5 regions of Uganda, each a home to the land, build, and fund pillar. This is AfriSource. We saw the problem, and we are building a solution. Thank you.
Next slide. All right, these are the faces behind the issues that we have talked about. We are looking at high school students, slum youth, job seekers, and SPM and STPM dropouts. Though, for our pilot, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with 1 step. We decided to begin with the high school students. Next slide. So, this is our model that we built. For the learn pillar, we decided to choose for the start those digital skills, digital marketing, video editing, graphic design, Microsoft Office, and freelancing fundamentals. Then for the build pillar, we want to train social business and also mentorship so that students can develop innovative thinking and also do social impact projects. And then the fund, it's for connecting those ventures to funders like you. Next slide. So, for the learn pillar, we decided to start with digital marketing, video editing and graphics design, Microsoft Office, and freelancing, as I said. And our target audience is 16 to 20 years. So these are the 3 alumni that graduated from here. This is Ramzi, Asuman, and Mariam. They are the ones who are driving the work back home. Ramzi is leading digital marketing, Microsoft Office, and freelancing. Osman is leading the media side because he was a media student, and then Mariam is doing embroidery, and we decided to begin with embroidery as a way to mentor the students in the fund pillar. Then next, so this is our pitching session that we had at the National ICT Innovation Hub. We managed to go through. So when we went through, they gave us a co-working space and an auditorium attached to it. But that is not enough. That is why we are here today. Next slide. So this is one of our outreaches. So from our outreach, we managed to get the results from our needs assessment because we don't want to put skills that are not needed onto these students. So that's a result from our needs assessment, from the knowledge about the skills from the students. So this is the one of the reach outs. This student here, this one in a striped shirt, his name is Haruna. Haruna is an example. That's why we made him one of our facilitators, because he is working for a company in the United States, and he is still in his SPM. For us, we call it ordinary level. So he is a very big example to these students who may finish school or may drop out, but they may have where to start from after that. Next. So we have built our social media presence, over 300 followers. Next. So this is the program. We decided to choose schools that are having computer labs. Minimum can be the prerequisites for a school, at least should be having at least 15 computers. That's what we want. So we do the digital marketing and all the skills, but after classes in the computer lab, such that we can run the program. Let's go to the next one. Yeah, so we are not charging a lot of money. It is affordable. We are charging 15 ringgit, and then we want the student to get a certification from Udemy at the end at a subsidized cost. We've already written to Udemy, though we have not yet got a feedback, but we want to find a way of reducing the cost of this certification. Next. So, what is our value proposition? Why AfriSource? These sessions are in person with live mentors. We also do it in the social language for someone to understand. We are also running the Udemy thing because we want someone to be globally recognized, able to work from abroad also. Then the pathway after, we are helping the individual also to acquire a job so that we can track our impact. We are not just leaving them there like these other learning platforms do. Then it is the context, it is built for Ugandan youth realities and access. So let's go for the next slide. Yeah, so this is our budget. Those are our fixed costs where we want to buy the Microsoft Office for 1 year, then the CapCut, then the Adobe Creative Cloud, because Osman is teaching the After Effects and the Photoshop. Then the variable assets, the Udemy access for the initial cohort, then the printing materials and the transport and coordination for a mentor that mentors and the facilitators. Then the expenses, marketing and the facilitator tokens. Then this is our monthly commitment. It is projected, but it can also change. Yeah, so that is our break-even amount, 2,300 that we expect for the 3 months of the pilot. And then the total amount is 10,000 ringgit. So let's go to the next. So our big vision is to have 5 hubs in the 5 regions of Uganda. That is a long-term vision, but for now, we are not yet at it, but it's our projected vision. So our product is low cost, but it is adding a lot of value to these students. It is powered by our own alumni. We are a team of 7, 4 here and 3 back home that are running the projects as you've seen. Then we've also proven it, and then it is also aligned to the SDGs. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Excellent projects. I was just a bit concerned about the budgets that you are asking for. I think because your presence will be like in 5 different locations, and you will have how many numbers of volunteers that you're going to have, and the way you budget it, almost like 500 ringgit a month for 3 months for all of them. And this doesn't include probably the logistic costs. I wonder whether that's a really reasonable or workable budget.
Okay, it is for 3 months, and for the hubs, the 5 hubs, it's not for now. It's just the long-term vision. Yeah, but for now we don't need that for the 5 hubs. Yeah, it is just the long-term vision. So for the transport and logistics, this is for 3 months. Actually, the budget is for the pilot. I feel it's enough, because if you have taken it in the context of the 5 hubs.
So you're asking for the budget to run for 3 months.
Yeah, this is for the pilot.
After 3 months?
At the end of the 3 months?
Yeah, I mean, will you have some way of recovering and then run on their own?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, because we have proven it, we feel that monthly commitment will be able to come out.
Maybe just building on that question first before I start with my own questions. Firstly, good presentation, very clear, so thank you for that. How did you survive up until now? How much have you spent on this project? You've also used resources that are formerly from this university, so AIU alumni, we really like that. How much have you spent to date? What is the scale of impact so far? And what is the projected scale of impact with this amount of funding? So if we put this money on the table, how many more people can we reach, and how far can we take them?
Okay.
The first question, okay. Want me? I'll just ask a few questions and then you can answer one by one. Yes. And then the fixed assets. Okay, your funding ask is very small, which is also a bit concerning considering the scale that you want to reach. So again, to that point, with this amount of funding, how many more people can you reach? And finally, talk us a bit through your revenue model. You mentioned 15 ringgit, 25 ringgit. Yeah, tell us a bit more what that means and how you're going to increase that revenue base. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for your question. Yeah, for the first question, you have said, how much have we spent so far? Yeah, so far we have spent approximately 2,000 ringgit. Yeah, approximately, just from our own pockets, us and the alumni. We have reached 88 students, as you have seen on the survey, but 11 schools accepted our idea, but we have only reached out to 3 schools where we got the 88 students. So we expect to reach like over 500 students for these 3 months for the pilot. Yeah, that's our expected impact for the pilot for the 3 months. Then for the whole year,
Just to stop you there, okay, let's understand the numbers properly. So 88 students, 3 schools, and you spent 2,000 ringgit. Now you're asking for 3,000 ringgit. How much are you asking for? 10,000. 10,000 ringgit, and you're saying you're going to reach 500 students. Okay, help us make sense out of those numbers.
yeah, it depends on the number of students in the school because you can't know the number of the students. At the beginning, it's quite difficult. That's why we spent almost 2,000 ringgit. But I believe since we have already started, it's not that much that we may spend afterwards. Yeah, we may not spend as much because at the beginning, reaching out, we may not, at the beginning, while we were reaching out, the 2,000 ringgit was quite okay. So we may not need as much as that for the later stage because we have already reached out to the schools and this is the amount that we calculated that we may need afterwards. Yeah, so we may not need as much as the 2,000 that we have already used for the 3 schools.
Can you share with us some success stories from the initial phase so far? And what are the purpose of these hubs at the end of the day? You want to go big, you want to do 5 hubs. What is the function of these hubs?
The function of these hubs is to have the hands-on when so that we no longer need to reach out to the schools. The students themselves will be able to come to the hubs to be taught from there and then also to be mentored from there. Then also, stories. Yeah, one of our alumni, that is Mariam, she's doing embroidery and she is mentoring these girls so that they can also learn embroidery. That is one of the things that is motivating the students. And then I wouldn't say that we have any success stories so far since we have been testing like the pilot. For now, not yet, but at least the awareness is now there. They are now also thinking about the digital world, how they can survive with these skills, even when they can remotely work from home. Yeah, it is now, the mindset is already there.
Okay, and last question for me. What skills do each one of you bring to the team? So you already have 3 strong pillars in your country, Uganda. When you return and when you want to implement this project, what value do each one of you bring to the team?
Yes, actually, thank you so much. Actually, it is based by the programs that we are doing here. Because Ramzi was a BBA HRM student, that's why he's handling digital marketing. Osman was a media student, that's why he's handling the video editing and in that line. Mariam was a BBA student also, that's why she's doing the embroidery. So I was also a BBA student. I'm sure I will fall in the digital marketing side. Yeah, then even them, the same. She's doing BSD, she's doing economics, and he's doing education. So I feel he will align very well because he's doing education. Then Asma, for her, she's doing economics. I think she will help us with the financials. And then Shamira, she will help us in the reach out because she's a social development.
Okay, from what you share on the screen currently, it's very hard for me to figure out how much cost incurred to train one members. Okay, can you just let me know one figure? Okay, how much you expected to train a member, and then what is the impact that you expecting this member can bring to himself?
Yeah, okay. To train one member, yeah, like we said, the, to train one member, actually, there is no particular amount that I can say that this is what is needed to train one member, because we train them as a group, but I can only say that we are only charging them 15 ringgit and the 25 ringgit for the certification. So the expected impact is this person, after learning a skill, for example, graphics designing, we are wanting to help these people to get the jobs. We want to measure the impact, not just learning and then we just go. No. Our plan is to also help them to learn the job. That is what we want, so that we can really create the impact that we want. All right. Thank you so much.
When women are empowered, dreams become reality, societies become stronger. Respected judges, esteemed audience, good morning. Today, my colleagues and I are going to present our social business, which is Shinafa. And this Shinafa covers 4 SDGs, which are no poverty, gender equality, responsible consumption and production, and finally, climate action. Here, I want to briefly introduce you what is really shea butter, where and what it comes from. Shea butter came from a nut which has been given by a tree, which is shea tree. Shea is a tree native to West Africa for centuries. It has provided food, health, beauty, livelihood, and shelter to millions of people. And one shea tree can last to 200 to 300 years. And Mali got around 150 millions of shea trees. And this shea tree got a lot of benefits, such as healing injuries, cooking with it, using as medicine in general. In this occasion, I want to tell you a little bit story about myself. One day, I was sick, and I was thinking that I'm about to die. At the night, my mother just messaged me with shea butter. When I woke up at the morning, it was like I was joking last night. And then it can be used also for skincare and hair. Okay. Here, when we come to skincare, this is the baby of Madame Masliza's baby. We gave her this shea butter, the raw butter, which is in the small bottle. And this baby got sensitive skin. When he go outside to play, when he come, he will got some damage in his skin. But when she started using this butter on his skin, it's finally got a good result. Okay, this is how the butter is processed. After having the fruit, we'll eat the fruit. After eating that, we'll have a nut. Inside that nut, there is another nut which will transform into the shea butter. And the waste of that butter plus the cover that we remove from the first nut, we'll combine them and make them into animal food, which, as you know, Mali is one of the sub-Saharan countries. And this food can be very beneficial for the animals that are suffering in the desert because lack of food. And plus 1 million women are the processor of this shea butter. And Mali is the second producer of shea butter in the world and the second exporter of it. That's why country holds only 20% of the profit, and the rest of 80% goes outside of the country. And because of those exportations, Mali poverty rate is very high, which is about the half of population. Okay, those are our social issues. Firstly, high poverty and low income. When you go to the village that we choose in Mali, which is Tuba, you will see that women are living in poverty and without income also. But only work that they do is to go to the farms and collect shea nuts and come and make them in traditional way, which is another social issue. And loss of economic value. Economy for development talk about missing women. It doesn't mean women have disappeared. It means they are not contributing to the economy. And lack of modern equipment. Before going to our proposed solutions, I have video to show it to you in what you will see how those women are suffering from. As you just watched the video and you saw how our mothers and sisters are suffering from, they do all this work only to support their family. They spend a lot of time, a lot of effort, but they earn only a little bit income. And this is the process, how they do process it. After getting the nut, they just transform into only raw butter. As you see in that small butter, it's not like those, but they sell 1 kg around 5 ringgit only. But those products that you are seeing here, they made from USA. They hold only 25% of the shibara, and the rest of it are chemical products. And 25 kg of this is around 1,400 Malaysian ringgit. Okay, those are our proposed solutions. Firstly, we want to establish a modern shea butter processing center in Tuba, where women can come with their shea-nuts and make it in less time, less effort, and earn a lot of income. And we want to empower them, because this is one of the biggest issues in most developing and least developed countries. Most of them, they are not considering women a lot, and they are not thinking about empowering them. We need to empower them in order to achieve an inclusive development. And we want to provide them facilities, training, and technical support coming from this into this factory. This was one of the modern machines that were willing to put in our processing center. As you saw in the first video, women were removing the cover of nuts and crushing them with their bare hand with the stones. But this machine can remove the cover of 300 kg nuts in only one single hour. And those are our social impact. First, economically, high income for rural women and opportunities for them, and also for economic activity for those women. Socially, we want to empower them and stronger rural communities. For the environment, beneficial for the breeders in the desert. As I mentioned in the beginning, will end up in animal food and zero waste for the product. Next. Okay, those are our progress from February to August. Firstly, community and women engagement. We have called those women and talked with them and know what they are suffering from and what their need is. And also we search the machines that are suitable for our business and talk with the suppliers. And also we already secure a processing center and manager in Tuba. Thank you. My colleague will continue with it.
Okay, thank you so much. From my part, I'm going to talk about the value proposition. And this is about who really is our beneficiary. So our beneficiaries are basically the rural women in the age of from 21 to 58 years old. So this business can allow the women to earn a lot of revenue more than they were doing it before. The second one is the families. The families also can enjoy our product at affordable prices. The third one is the livestock breeders. As has been mentioned in the first stage, that the waste is turned into animal feed, especially in the Sahara. The fourth one is the local community, which means to create a job for local rural women. Okay, the value to the founders are the sustainable social business, which is supported by the SDG 1, 5, 12, and including 13, with a scalable across Mali. So, which means we are going to produce our product by using a limited resources and creating a higher value of product. Okay, this is our unique selling position. Our unique selling position is that our business name is Shinafa, and Shinafa operates as a social business, which include modern machines, fair profit sharing for the women. The brand also is made in Mali, which stops the reliance on the external product. After that, we have the traditional one and processing, which is informal, and the manual also. It can take 3 to 5 weeks of works, which is not that much sustainable and very low income and unsustainable. Talking about the commercial company, the commercial company focus only on profit sharing, which is not contributing to the country government development. Okay, this is our business costing. Our capital project is about 30,000, and those 30,000 are going to be mainly used to purchase some initial equipment and materials, which is about 27,000 ringgit. And so those 27,000, our main target here is to purchase some solar panels, solar batteries, crushing and shelling machines, the stainless balls, mixing equipment, including the production setup and nut price. After that, we have the revenue projection monthly average, which means that our our main focus is the pure shea butter, which is more clean, like it's refined. It's also efficient than for the women. So this is if we let's say this is our estimate. If we produce 100 kg per month and we sell each kg per 20 ringgit each, so we can earn 2,500 ringgit per month. This is the project capital per month. Okay. After that, we have our operating expenses per month, which is about 2,300 ringgit, which include the marketing promotion. Okay. Sorry. Okay, the production workshop materials, including the worker salary. Okay, the total expenses, as I mentioned, this is 2,300 ringgit. The transportation and logistics also matter because after selling, after promoting our product through online, such as TikTok, Instagram, and different social media, if anyone purchases it, we can try to deliver it to you. So this fee will cost us 700 ringgit. This okay. The last part is the summary of all of it. Okay, this is our next projection, but if you want to know more about the machines, this is a QR. You can see and there is more inside about the machine. So this machine is basically what we really need, but as now we cannot afford it. So due to the limited capital, so we have let it to our projection. This machine is for grinding and filtering the shinots. Okay, our revenue model. Our revenue model is quite simple and unique. As before, we didn't have a place, but now we got a place where we are going to produce the shea butter. And the women now, at the first set, we are willing the women that will bring their shea nuts in our center, so we will produce the butter together. After that, the butter is made, we are going to sell it when we will have 100%, like the 100%, 60% goes to the women, while 40% will be kept for the company maintenance, such as operation, branding, and packaging as well. And the product is going to be sold through local and international. So we can also give it to some women if they want to sell it. They can sell it into local places. So at local prices, rural local prices, this prices is different from the supermarket price. Next. Okay, our growth and sustainability strategy. The first one is the product expansion into cosmetic things. As now, our main focus is still the raw materials because we cannot directly jump to the cosmetic things. So this is a kind of our future projection. And the cosmetic things such as soft creams and body lotion. The second one is the geographical expansion to other villages, which means to set up another processing center to nearby villages in order to create a more job for the rural women. The third one is the reinvestment for growth, to purchase a different machine which can produce a more and sustainable, like efficiently for a product than the one that we have before. The last one is the market expansion through locally and international, which is to make our brand known worldwide. Instead of relying on the external product, our brand are made in Mali can, let's say, if the external people, they come, instead of collecting our raw material, we will send them our brand are made in Mali. This can help us to set up a relationship between us and external people. Next. Okay. These are our group members' names. Thank you so much. That was the end of the presentation.
Thank you so much for your presentation. Very exciting product that you have, and you also provided us with a sample. So thank you. Couple of questions. Can you tell us why you chose Tuba as the first location? What is the competitive landscape of your product? What is the size of the market, and how much of that market can you capture? in specific relation to your processing center, which is what I'm assuming you want investment for, what is the capacity of this processing center? How much raw materials can you collect from the surrounding area? And how does that convert into your finished product? Also related to the processing center, what is the payback period for all these machines that we're going to invest in? And have you also explored other financing mechanisms such as lease financing? So instead of getting capital in the form of equity, you look at loans or you borrow on a short-term basis to finance that specific machinery. I'll stop there. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your questions, and we appreciate it. Firstly, we choose Tuba because Tuba is a rural community where women are the one who go to farms and collect shinos and come and make it in traditional ways. They have lack of equipment and they don't have capital also, but still they are living in poverty. But only work that they do, they have experience in it is shibata. And they are really experted in traditional way. But their problem is they don't have machines, but they need someone who will bring them machines in order to empower those women. That's why we choose Tuba. And also, we also know a lot about Tuba because me, I'm from Tuba, this rural community. He also from there. Yeah, and his hometown is very closer to that's why we choose where we know. Yeah, that's why we choose Tuba. And questions?
So size of the market, who are your competitors, what is the landscape? And when you talk about the size of the market, how much of that market can you capture with this processing center? And then we move on to capacity of your processing center. What are we thinking? Followed by financing mechanism and payback period of your machinery.
Okay, thank you so much for the question. As you just mentioned about our market size, so our market size is about we are willing to hire about 15 women at first, and I believe that with this capital, I don't really need if we'll need a fund or loan to start the business, because we have this estimation is quite efficient for this business, 31,000 at the first stage, yeah. In the revenue has it has been mentioned here. Everything is here. The first machine, which is the crushing and solid node. In like those machines are not that much. It cannot produce too much, but it can help the women to stop doing the way how they are doing it traditionally with that berry hand. That's only quite a simple thing to help them to make the product like to reduce their main labor work with their hand. So that's how we are going to do it at the first day. So now moving forward, we are planning to purchase different machines. If the business grows, we'll have enough income to do that. So even if the income is not enough in that stage, we can try to find a loan. Okay, we can find a loan from our government. As this kind of business, any government may want to support this kind of business, as it can empower the women and also contributing to the country development. So our main, yeah, this is how we are going to get the loan from the government. Have I answered your question? No?
Payback period.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go back. Okay, our payback period, it's not mentioned here, but our payback period is like we are planning we calculated.
Our payback is I think it's 5 years. So we are planning to keep 500 each month. When we calculate that, it will take 5 years to pay back our project. So
The monthly average per person or for the whole project, the income, the revenue?
Okay, this revenue is basically for the whole business.
So the whole machine will generate 2,500?
Yeah, the whole machine. Only those two. The crushing and selling machine and the mixing one. All of the work are not going to be done by the machine because we don't have enough money to afford the machine that we really need. So this machine can help us to make the work more faster and also efficient.
Your OPEX monthly, 2,300 and 700, is it a monthly amount or the 6-month amount?
Okay, this is the operating expense. This is a 6-month amount.
2,003 for the entire 6 months?
Yeah.
I want to add a little bit. Yeah. This 250 is if we sell 100 kg per month. But we are very sure that we are going to sell more than this because this shea butter is very popular. I want to tell you a story about it. Dr. Sureya, she is one of AIU staff. She once said that when she was in Australia, she used to buy shea butter, and it's very expensive. As you see, this product, this one, they sell only 1 kg, around 5 ringgit. But this one, making it in cosmetic way, this one of this bottle, we bought it here in Amman Central, 118 ringgit. This is the difference. Then we want to transform them and make it into cosmetic products, such as body lotion and also soaps. Then we can proceed, we can sell it internationally. Yeah, that's it. Thank you so much.
Then your profit margin should be very high.
Yeah, it should be very high. That's like when we sell 100 kg. Yeah, that's it. When we sell 100 kg, we'll get this at, when we sell 100 kg at, this way we'll get,
If your profit margin high, what is the percentage of your profit margin and why it take 5 years to pay back to you?
Yeah.
Because I feel that if, let's say, it should be shorter than that if your profit margin
yeah.
is high.
When the profit might be high, we are willing also to keep to keep something also for purchasing the machines. We still need machines. Yeah, those 2 machines, they are not enough for the project. We still need machine like grinder and filtering oil. Yeah, those machines are very beneficial for the project. Yeah, that's why we want to buy another machines. Yeah.
How much percentage go back to the farmer? The what to say? What I mean is the women.
Yeah, this is the beginning. This is the beginning. The 60% will go to the women, and the 40% will be keeping for company. This is the beginning. But in the future, we are willing to hire those women. Okay. We are not giving them the percentage. We are willing to hire them, and then we'll pay them monthly, and then they will be able to have an income every month in order to support their families. Yeah, and then we'll also give them a commissional selling for some women who are not working in our company. We are not giving them at the same price with the supermarkets and international. We are giving them to a price where they can sell it in the local markets and door to door. They will earn a commissional income for that also. I think I answered your question. Thank you.
Bismillah.
Sawadee Krap. Hello, we are Embered from Thailand.
Next. Here is a river that caught with water hyacinth, and I want to ask you some question. Have you ever thought that water hyacinth can destroy local income? Yeah, as a kid, when I go to the school crossing the street, I saw the water hyacinth block the riverways, and then it's make I think like it's just a water hyacinth that nothing to do with me. Like I don't care with that. But when I grow up today, listening to my community, and I understand that this water hyacinth is bring some challenges for my community, because this is a wall that blocks the way of life of them. So during our survey, one uncle told us that I want to solve this problem, but I don't know how. How can I do? Like, I need the opinion, the ideas from young people like you. That is this uncle. And then that's why we turn the water hyacinth into hyacinth. Next. Okay, the issue that we found is because look at our hometown in Yala, Patani, and Narathiwat. Like the water hyacinth is blocked the waterway, so it's killing. It's blocked the waterway. It's killing the way of how they can work, because most of the people, they rely on the water, especially in Patani. Like mostly their work is fishing, and when the water hyacinth is blocked their way, so they cannot go to fish. And so it is a big deal that destroy their work. And then after that, when the water is rude, it bring the mosquito, dengue, and malaria to the doorstep of our children. That's why we want to turn it to the higher cycle. Next, for our proposed solution, we will transform it into a sustainable product, which is higher coaster and higher notebook. This one is a premium notebook that we made from the hand woven higher cycle. And then not just that, we will create the local income for our community, by giving them the work how to do this. We will train them, give the skill how to do the notebook and coaster, like this picture. Next. Okay, you can look at this. This is the higher notebook and higher coaster. This is not just a notebook that. This is not just a notebook that ordinary notebook that we can find in the market, but this is a notebook that is come from the water hyacinth, this one, and the farmer harvest it, collect it, and then dry it to us, and then it becomes this golden, gorgeous yellow water hyacinth, the dry one. They dry for 1 week. We buy this from our community, and then we turn it into the haya book. And also the haya coaster, this one, the decoration of this is made from the haya seko, the water hyacinth dried also. And then, and next one. Okay, our journey, after we finish our first fishing, we conduct our survey in Thailand, and because we want to understand the true pain points of our communities. And we found that waters flow without border, because then we took research in Malaysia also, and we found that water hyacinth is also problems in Malaysia. Then after that, and we collect them and broke them into the lab and turning them into a haya paper. So you might wonder, where is haya paper? And where are the haya paper today, right? So because when we try to do the higher papers many times, and we feel that the defects of the paper, because the quality control, we fail with the quality control, and also the it's become mold when we dry it. So that's why we turn it into the this handcraft notebook, and then the handcraft coaster, because basically our main objective is we want to transfer the water hyacinth to get rid the water hyacinth from the waterway and transfer it into the sustainable products like notebook or coaster. It will be more usable, presentable, and long-lasting products. And then next. This is how we do. Last week we have done the workshop with our student. We teach them how to do the notebook covers, which is this, and then also the coaster, this one. And then we not just teach them how to do that, we also guide them how to earn money from that.
Okay, and this is our estimation project capital. To bring Hayaseco to life, we already structured our budget into 3 distinct categories, okay, to maintain our financial clarity and the efficiency as well. Okay, so first is a fixed asset. Fixed asset, we required 1,200 ringgit for, we're gonna using for machinery and equipment, including 2 UV dryers, and 2 digital scales, and 2 knife craft, and 1 oven to maintain or keep our product in a quality, okay? And for second, we're gonna use COGS. COGS is cost of goods sold. Cost of goods sold, okay? We required 1,750 ringgit. We're gonna use 1,000 ringgit. We're gonna use for taking our Hayaseco from our community networks, okay? And for the remaining is 7,050 ringgit. We're gonna use for cost labor, for artisans, for local people that work for us. So we have to pay them as well, okay? And 3 is we're gonna use for our expenses. We're gonna use for our promoting and campaign, which is we require 3,100 ringgit. So as you can see here, 100 we're gonna use for utilities such as water, electricity, or internet, something like that. And next is 60 ringgit, 600 ringgit. We're gonna use for product promotion and marketing. For now, we plan to have a partnership with Di Kampung. Yes, Di Kampung is a coffee shop in the student center, as everyone know. Okay, and for the remaining is 2,400 ringgit. We're gonna use for employee wages. As you can see here, we have only 5 members, but this is just key man. We have a support member as well, so we have to pay them for their effort, for their energy, and yeah, for the hard working. So we have to prepare something for them. So the estimate, only 1 month, we estimate our initial budget, only 1 month is around 6,050 ringgit. But we're gonna propose into three months in advance. Yeah, so for 3 months, why we propose into 3 months? Because in 1 month only, we cannot run our project or run our business smoothly. So we required a 3 month, which is 15,750 ringgit. Okay. Okay, and this is our revenue model. How we gonna make the money? How the Hayaseco will gain the money? Okay, we have a directly sales strategy. We, as mentioned, we have a partnership with Di Kampung, so we're gonna put our product in their shop as well to promote our product and expand our product more. Okay, and we sell, and this is the price. For higher coaster, 9 and 9 ringgit. Okay, 9 and 9 ringgit. Okay, for higher coaster. And for higher notebook, which is 12 ringgit 9 cents. 12 ringgit 9 cents for higher coaster. Is not a high cost because this is a handmade product. Okay, and we also at the same time we also expand our product. We expand our product into online platform as well. Okay. Okay.
Thank you for your presentation. A couple of questions. I think this is a very interesting project. This is the first time I'm seeing a group do something about water hyacinths. I didn't know about this product. So congratulations for the innovation.
Thank you.
What is the cost price for each product? And do you only have 2 products? Do you have any plans to diversify your product range? First question. Second, how durable is this raw material? How strong is this raw material? Third, how can you ensure the consistent supply of raw material? Because now you're just relying on this plant being like a weed. It's like weeds around your kampong, right? So how do you make sure that you have a consistent supply of this raw material? And how many people in the village have you employed so far to source for all these raw materials and to produce the products that's in front of us?
Okay, thank you for your question. For the cost of each product, like for the coaster, the cost is around 5.5 ringgit, and then we profit with to be the 9.9 ringgit. And for the notebook, it is around 6 ringgit, and then we profit for 50%, like to be 12.9 cents. Yeah. Okay. Okay. How durable of the water hyacinth? We have for the for the coaster. Actually, it is made from the resin. It is long lasting, that we can make sure that it will be around 10 years. You can still use it for this one. And for the notebook, I think it is long lasting also, because we try to gum it, and then we try to next time we try to use the lacquer to make it more long lasting. Yeah.
Okay, and also for the supply, as Ms. Additional products.
Okay, for the we have planned for additional products, which is like the haya paper. We will do the covers from, because actually we start from the haya paper first, and then it fell. So this is just the foundation. We want to find the money that we can make the paper, the quality papers, and then after that we will turn that paper into the packaging of inhalers. Yeah. Yeah.
In Thailand, the
Yeah,
green
yeah,
one,
that
but
one.
that one they use in a plastic packaging. But we're gonna turn plastic into water hyacinth packaging.
Okay, before you answer my other questions,
Yes.
just to build on that as well, how much of the value chain do you give the community and how much do you capture outside? So are you just taking the raw material from them, or do you allow them to process this into a finished product and then you buy that finished product from them?
Yeah. At first we collect the raw material from them, which is the the gorgeous one, the yellow one, this one. And then we will teach them, training them how to do the coaster and also the notebook and also another products that we will do in the future to them, and they will do it for us and then sell it to us, and then we will buy them and then we will sell it into our platform.
Yes, and
Following this question, so can you tell us what is the business model that you are going to use? Yeah, how your business model can sustain?
for now,
Business model means the operational model that you want to use, and how sustainable is your model?
for now we have a discussion and negotiation with Di Kampong for working partnership. Di Kampong is one of successful business coffee shop under the 3.0 in AIU as well. So we're gonna get the benefit, not benefit. They will teach us how to going in a business way, and we also can sell our product and put our product in their shop as well. So because coffee and the coaster can working together, so it can combine smoothly. Yes. And
I was just thinking, these weeds are something that is not desirable, and something that someone can get paid for removing it, So can the women, can those who actually take them get paid from the government, from the local authorities, rather than you actually pay for them? I'm just wondering. Because this is something that's not needed, right? Something that needs to be removed.
Yeah, but like I say, it wastes our money. Like, we in our country, the government has used in just only 2025, they use over 400 millions to this to remove it, to fighting with it. But this is the plan that will come back again. So why don't we make it as a money to us like that?
If the government spend millions to actually remove it, that million should go to the people who actually remove it. And then you create business from that removal. So you don't have to actually fund for that removal. The government should fund that removal. This is the financing of the source material.
Yeah.
Yes, like we tell them to remove for us. Like you mean like that? Like. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Possible.
Yeah.
We're gonna have negotiation with the government for.
If possible, spend same money that they have been paying.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that it doesn't incur them additional cost, but the same cost that they.
Yes. You're right. Okay. I think that's all.
The last question.
The last question. The supply you already mentioned, because because water hyacinth is a lot in one river, like so many. So we only have we went only one village, but we get enough supply, and one village we can make like 100 for one village only. But we remove it and it's growing so fast. That's why it's biggest issues.
Like for this one, the community helped us to keep just only 1 kilogram, and it is a huge one that we got that from them. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. ขอบคุณครับ
This is the last presentation. I think we just continue, right? There's no need for break. I think we just continue. The students are ready, right?
I just called them in.
Unless Madam Chom wants 5 minutes. I already did my Madam Chom.
Maybe my turn.
Okay. At the back.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
No, you know, we need to buy this as a corporate gift. Corporate gift for, how much are you selling this? 99.
Prepare for you.
I'm going to, you know, the problem, how many can you supply this? How many can you supply this? How many do you have in your stock?
They just start.
The budget is limited.
You need to learn from Haro Amin, no? Haro Amin?
Haro Amin.
He prepared thousands before he's actually launched it.
But that's why you take the money now.
Because I'm making a lot of people. I like this Albatari. Can I have in the casing?
Why don't we sign it later?
Oh, yeah, later.
Is that all right?
Yeah.
We make into the box first.
Whatever available.
All right, thank you.
Keep on producing, inshallah. Okay, sure. Wait, كده كويس؟ ايوه ايوه. راح اجيب. Open it in a new certificate that have.
You do not need a break? Okay, then you can continue.
ما في كليك عشان يعمل سويتشنج. انت حتعمل يعني ما انا ممكن تمشي وتجيب بديل.
She is very important. She reset the money.
Imagine you are a business owner in Sudan. You have your market, you have your business, and you have your customer. Then the war disrupt everything. Your customer become unreachable, your market disappear, and when you try to move online, trust become a major issue. The impact of war in Sudan has become really severe. 1 in every 3 businesses closed, lead to over 40% decline in the gross domestic product. 87% of the firm in the affected areas ceased operation, and 47% is the unemployment rate. This leads to 26% of the people moved to unverified and informal work. As you can see here, this is the markets of the Sudan after the war that has been distributed. So when we explored the issue more, we found that it has several layers. First, the loss of market access. Second, the rise of unemployment and the loss of the source of income. Third, when people moved online, trust became a major challenge for them. And finally, many people and customers and traders are facing a critical issue in verification and adoption of the technology, and also a high risk of sensitivity and cost. So we asked ourselves, what if we can reconnect these traders with the customers and make this connection even more accessible and safer? And that's why we've created Jusur Kosh. So what is Jusur Kosh? Jusur Kosh is a Sudanese social business that connects what the war has disrupted: trust, commerce, and livelihood. We are conducting a verification for the identity to gain the trust and create income opportunities for the people through our through our community support model, and also reinvest a part of our revenue as a microloans for startup and variable entrepreneurs. Next. So our impact is not only measured through how many transactions are made through our website. So our impact is measured about what happened to the people after this transaction. So we aim to have about 50 income opportunities in youth, and this impact is throughout our first year, and also having 80% of users to report increase in trust for online trade, 100 businesses reconnect with customers and market, 20 women-led and vulnerable businesses, and also we will start from Khartoum, then expand to outwards. Next. So who are we targeting through this business, and who are these beneficiaries? Our primary beneficiaries are displaced traders, micro-enterprise, unemployed youth in Khartoum, also widows and single mothers. As the war in Sudan led to hundreds or tens of thousands of deaths in people living widows and orphans, so we are targeting them. So our selection criteria is not random. We are selecting based on the displaced status, the market access for the informal traders, and also female hit household and low income. Our location is starting from Khartoum and expanding outward to other states. Next. So we create values to 3 sides. First, for the traders. For the traders, we'll provide them with a low-cost income, with a low-cost access to more customers, and also a verified trust. For the customers, we reduce the risk of fraud and provide them with a trusted shopping and access to more businesses. For the local economy, we are reconnecting the markets and creating job opportunities for the people.
Okay, so this is the progress we've been through from February until August. First, we start actually by asking ourselves, is this really a problem? And we actually make a survey to confirm this problem. And we found that there is like 71 customer who approved that they want a platform that they can use online and all of that instead of the usual ways. And also for the traders, they said the same way. So the rest of the months we spend it doing the prototype and the design and developing and testing our platforms. Next. So here, finally, this month we actually have been able to attract 3 customers, 3 sellers and 1 customer. As you can see here, this is the first proof of the first selling that we have, and this is the review of the sellers and the customer as well. If we went to the website, we have managed to deploy our website here. So this is some of the product that we have for now for the 3 traders. And there is the main things about our platform, which is verification. if we go here, this is for the sellers. This is for the sellers. The main thing here, different from other, is that we require them to upload their ID, and we will later have ambassador to go and verify that physically later. Okay, we can go back. Next slide. Okay. So this is the customer life cycle. We are adapting similar to Shopee and Amazon for this one. Similar process going from the customers doing the registration and the order, and after that going for the traders and the trader preparing and all of that. But the main different thing that we have here is for the delivery. We have two options to reduce the cost for the customers. Either they want to deliver it directly to their home, or the other option into self-collection point, which is will going to be covered by our like profit later to reduce the custom profit. So here is the competitive edge that we focusing on. For the business, mainly there is really no competitive there, but because they're using social media and there's some two apps, but they're not really focusing on social impact, which is we're different from them. And we also have business verification, which I just show now, and we're supporting small business rather than just like big businesses who already have a large market share. And then we are supporting microfinance loans, providing for single mothers and all the people who have low profit income. Okay, next. For our revenue model, we're focusing, our main revenue model, we are asking 3% from each successful transaction that happens through our platforms. And we have optional revenue, which is premier subscription, 12 ringgit per month, which allow them to be more verified and visible in our platforms. And later we're having a promotional listing for 7 ringgit per month as well to let their product appear first. And finally, we're going to make some future sponsorship and all of that. Actually, we are going to, after we reach 20 to 30 sellers through our platform, we are going to use their revenue to do our microloans that we're going to provide. And for this one, we are using the Grameen Bank model, framework model, which is 2-2-1. We're trying, first of all, to try it on 2 people. Then after that, we're going next by next by next. We try just to take what's already there and just implement it in Sudan rather than just building something from scratch. Next slide. Okay, for our cost and capital allocation, we're asking for 18,500 ringgit, which as you can see is divided by fixed cost, which is mainly for our website development, host, and database that we're going to use, which is going to be 6,000. And later for our variable cost, it's mainly for the logistic and the cash on delivery and for the SMS verification, which is required in Sudan to verify, which is going to be 3,000 ringgit. Then we have our operational expenses. We start by first the marketing campaign, of course, then for security and trust system, and for our ambassador program, which is going to verify each sellers. Also, we're going to have, we need some expert and consulting as well. And we're going to have collection hub, as I just mentioned in the delivery point that we need. We need some like place to store the product first. And so the total is 905,000 ringgit. I think that's it. So we're just hoping that by this project, we will be able to help our country by introducing them to a new world, like to apply this one trust and all of that. I think that's it. Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation from Sudan. Very interesting concept, but of course for us here in this part of the world, it's something that we're very familiar and comfortable using these online platforms. So can you talk us through the user experience as a customer? If I go onto your website, maybe you can open the website. I know it's in Arabic, but maybe one of you can explain to us how it works. This is the first question. Second question, I'm still not entirely sure how you will generate revenue and for how long you will be burning cash, because typically with these online e-commerce platforms, you will not make money for a good number of years. The third concern I have is around logistics. You have some provision for costs related to logistics, but last mile delivery is very complicated. And do you intend to have your own fleet? Are you going to partner with an existing last mile delivery partner? If so, who is that partner? How reliable are they? Are they going to meet your service level agreement in terms of expectations on delivery time and things like that?
Can you start by explaining the user experience? First of all, as you see, you don't even to log in, you can just go through the website and look for the product that they appear here. But if you want to buy, you have to be logged in already. You do that by selecting register firstly, because you still don't have an account. You insert your information, full name, email, then you add a password. You have to select your location, where you are, the phone number, and then you sign up, you complete the sign up. Complete the registration. Add information. This is if you want to register as a seller. You add your full name, you add your email address, you add your password, the business details, what do you call your shop, and the registration. If your business is already registered with the government, you have registration license.
Okay, but the question is around the consumer. This is on the business side, but if I'm a consumer, how many clicks until the end to the cart? I just want to understand how easy it is to use your platform.
Yeah.
And then we can
for
talk
example,
about
this
the
is
financials.
Ishraka, she will register as just a simple procedure. But the procedure is just simply you go, you search your product, you find the product that you need, just like Shopee. Yeah, exactly the same idea like Shopee, but because it is not introduced in that part of the world, as you are familiar with this in this part of the world, but still not there in Sudan. Sudan, the main way they use is Facebook Marketplace, which is kind of messy, clumsy, and not a very, what do you call it, not very trustworthy, not very, like, so helpful. So for example, those are some of the products. Most of them are homemade products. Let's say, for example, we want to buy this product. Buy anything, buy any product. Yeah, it will be added to the cart. Then you can proceed with the payment. The information, if you're already registered, it will be already added. For example, your name, the phone number, the location. You can choose also whether you want to pay by bank transfer, which by sending to a bank account, because we don't have the online payment there. And you have to attach the proof of payment here by uploading the image. Or you can choose cash on delivery. If you choose cash on delivery, you can just place the order.
And then after, like the address.
That's all.
Yeah. For the delivery part, actually we found that it's very difficult to do it by our own. So now we're just collaborating with some delivery company already operating now. It's called Sun Delivery. They're also small business like us, but we already talk with them and they accept the idea that they want to expand their business as well with us and all of that. So basically we just give them the product and they take it, and then they will receive the money from the sellers, from the customers, sorry. And after that, it will just go in. They will return it to us by the end of the day. This is for if they wanted to deliver it to their home. If by the drop-off point that we're using, we are going to hire someone specifically for that purpose, who are going to take all the orders, collect it from all the sellers, then go to the distribution point. We'll give it later to the customer. This for have I fulfilled?
So 2 more questions left unanswered. Your revenue model. How will you earn revenue and how much is that projection? And secondly, related to the cash burn, How much cash will you burn in this initial phase, and for how long before you are able to record profits?
Okay. For the revenue model, hopefully we buy 3 percentage. It's going to be enough from each successful transaction. We wanted to do a subscription, but we saw that it will not be fair for the people who didn't do any sales through the platforms, and it will not be just fair. So we are using the 3%. Yeah, 3% behavior per transaction, and hopefully we're using actually social media to attract more sellers to use the platform. So we're doing micro marketing. Hopefully that will be enough to attract more people to use the platforms. I think that's it for. We estimated it going to be after 1 year. The revenue model will be back to us, and we will actually be making profit.
The subscribers that you have, you're targeting what, 15,000 subscribers, or that's just your basis for?
This is the premium subscription is actually additional, so it's optional. So if the seller want to have the subscription, he will have more advantage. The ranking in the website.
I understand. Maybe my question more on how many subscribers are your target from the sellers? How many you have now, and what?
For now, we
target will be the threshold that can give you returns of. Can you have a critical mass for your business?
Mathematics. Okay, so first of all, we're going to target by year 100 like seller or shop owners by the end of the year, and this one, each one of them, we are targeting that at least they will have 1 sale by 1 day, so 30 sale by a month for each one, and by that I think we can fulfill most of our revenue budget.
You can cover your operating costs.
Yeah.
If you have 100 subscribers.
Yes.
Sellers.
Yeah, and we're hoping we can do it faster if they want to subscribe more for the premier and subscription, but we're not really depending on this option as it's optional. Maybe it will not happen. So our main focus is the 3% per transaction.
Do you have an idea, how many will actually be there?
The numbers?
In your 100 seller, how much revenue you can generate from that?
For
These are
one.
the sales volume. You're expecting sales volume because you're only getting 3% out of the sales value.
Actually, our revenue, it depends on how much they sell because it's based on commission.
Yes.
So if we are predicting that a customer or a seller is monthly revenue is 100,000 Sudanese pounds, we are expecting to cover the whole capital within 1 year.
Some products have high price and they will have high profit, so we cannot 100% predict that.
Just how much is your operating cost, and how much revenue the sellers needs to, or how much sales the sellers need to make in order for you to recover this operating cost?
So 18,500. For the operation cost is 9,500 ringgit.
Per month?
Yeah. Within the first year.
Within the first year?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So if you are looking at 3%,
yes.
How much sales are you generating? The sellers will be generating. And
it depends.
If let's say 9,500 is only 3%, so your revenue must be 300,000.
300,000. And this is within achievable target, you think?
Sorry? Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, sure. I'm not sure about the business in Sudan. Because you need to recover your operating costs, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
3, and that plus the 3% from the sales volume. So in fact, it's not much.
Yeah, small, yeah.
It's very small. So they have to sustain that platform, especially on the logistics side.
Logistics side, yeah. Okay. Not recorded.
Okay. That one, the skill swap, that one they withdraw.
Yeah.
Skill swap, they withdraw.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Do you agree that finding a trusted worker is very difficult? Do you agree that a lot of local service providers are losing opportunities, lack of visibility? What do you think if you come up with an application which gonna link these two people, client and customer? A few years ago, when I was in Guinea, my sister and I was coming back home. Suddenly, in the middle of the road, her car broke down. She started reaching out to people, very sad, through WhatsApp calls, message. Unfortunately, no response. A few minutes after, someone got back to her and recommended a mechanic who's gonna fix the car. But she was very uncertain about the mechanic skills. Does he have the experience of fixing my car? She was asking herself a lot of questions about that mechanic. That experience made me realize that in Guinea, a lot of people heavily depends on whom they know to find a qualified worker. Can be mechanic, plumbers, or even electricians. At the same time, in Guinea, a lot of local service providers, those mechanics, plumbers, and electricians are having a lot of skills, but they are facing lack of visibility. That's why Baralink came. Baralink is an application. It's a trusted platform which is going to link these two people, the client and the customer. Through Baralink, the customers rely, and the customer needs a reliable worker, as well the workers need visibility. Without any structural system, customers may face delay, unclear pricing, poor work. But the good workers remain unknown. Baralink came to create values for both sides. For customers to book who they want and verify those workers and book them very easy and faster. As well for workers to build their professional reputation through Baralink without mainly relying on their personal network. In Guinea, 96% of jobs are informal. Meaning that plumbers, electricians, as well mechanicians depend heavily on whom they know, which is raising poverty day by day and unemployment in Guinea. Without monopolizing the talk, we will show you our demo, what our technical team has done.
launch the app in guest mode. If you would like to perform some actions, you need to register. This is the registration page for client and workers where they can fill in their information. Now let's log in with an existing client account. We enter the phone number and password. Here we go. We land on this beautiful page, scroll and see multiple features. Now as a client, I need to post a service. I need to go to missions. Here we have some existing services and I need to post mine. I click on post and land on this page where I have to fill in the details related to my service such as description, images, date and price. And I hit post. I get notified that the service has been published. And I have the options to delete, modify or cancel my service. Now let's go to the worker side. I already logged in as a worker and I'm looking for a service. I open one. If it fits me, then I can apply to it. I need to give the reason and my counter offer if I don't like the proposed price. Now on the client side, he get notified that someone has already applied to his service and open it to see if he can reject or accept. Once he accepts, on the other side, the worker still get a chance whether to accept or decline as well. Once the worker accepts, if he's not ready to start, they can still communicate and send messages to each other. Once he's ready, he presses the start button and the client gets notified that the work has started. After he finishes, he has to wait 48 hours or until the client confirms the work is completed and his account is credited. Then both of them get notified about it.
Good morning, everyone. Now we will move to the available market and potential impact of barreling. Actually, barreling has large market opportunities. In Guinea, the urban population is around 6 million people, which represent the largest opportunity for local services. However, we will start in Conakry, which is the capital of Guinea, which has 2.73 million urban population, because the capital is dense and also suitable for testing the model. In our first to second year, we only target 0.5 to 1% of on Conakry market, which will give us around 14,000 to 27,000 realistic active users, which make our target more realistic. Now, in order to serve that market, barreling will need to be sustainable. How barreling will sustain itself? First, in our first year, barreling will mainly earn revenue through a 10% commission fee from every completed job, which means that every time a worker completes a job, barreling gets 10% of what the customer pays. As the platform grows, starting from the second year, we are planning to include in-app premium tools such as enhanced visibility, booking tools, and others to boost the user experience. And also, we are also including business-to-business service contract with small and medium enterprises and also other organizations that might need repeated services. And later on, barreling may also earn revenue through paid skill training and in-app partner promotion. In order to reach that stage, barreling will need a clear launch budget. Our estimated seed capital is 15,000 ringgit. The first part of that capital is for platform registration and setup costs, which will cover the basic launch setup and include Google Play and Apple Developer Program, as well as the domain name. These take nearly 8% of the budget. The second part is for hosting, security, payment, and others. This one is important because first, it covers the basic. It covers what the application needs to keep running, such as the hosting and the payment, and also the protection of the platform, which is really important, and takes around 26% of the budget. Our variable costs are the API, SMS, and others, which will increase as the number of users increase, and takes around 1,200 ringgit. The operating expenses take the largest portion of our budget, which is 28%, because barreling is not only a digital app, we also need on-field operation, especially in the first year, in order for us to onboard customer and also onboard the workers, attract customer, and also handling complaint. Marketing expenses, we allocate 12% for that, including the printed material and design tool in media content. The remaining 16% will be for legal setup, administrative document, and also contingency reserve. Now, what we have done so far. Barrelink is no more only an idea. Since February, we have conducted the market and studied the Guinean market, also distributed and analyzed the survey, and built our business model, as long as we have identified our representative in Guinea, which means that it's not only us, we have representatives on field in Guinea, actually. And we have developed the app around 80%, as you have seen in the video, it's nearly ready. Right now, we are preparing for launching the app. When it comes to growth and sustainability, our growth strategies is divided in 3 parts. In the short term, we are planning to prove trust in Conakry by having at least 50 verified workers and having completed 150 jobs. In the medium term, we are planning to expand our user network by having 600 users and 550 jobs completed monthly. In the long term, we are planning to expand beyond Conakry and across other cities in Guinea and diversifying our revenue stream and having more than 1,500 monthly completed jobs. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm really excited about this, to be honest with you, because I think it is not just applicable in Guinea, this is applicable worldwide.
Yes.
So it has that global, potential, and I can, when you do this presentation, I can imagine what my wife will do when I leave her alone for 1 month, and when the sink get clogged, when there's now my daughter is calling, who is going to install the light in my house? Nobody is helping. Very simple things.
They can use Barrelink.
Exactly, and you're targeting ladies who can pay, or women who can pay, or who are left alone on their own. And I can imagine that this is going to work if the system are actually well proven and very well supported. It's all about trusting the vendor. I mean, somebody who have a clean, records, who are not, scammers and everything. So that needs to be done in that way. But I think this is actually a very, very good platform if it is actually happening. I would just wonder whether there is already an existing platform, because it doesn't have to be big. Because initially I thought that it was about car broke down, but it was just your motivation.
Yes.
But apparently this is applicable to all, and I have no other suggestions other than actually you need to really beef up this platform.
Already have it.
You already have it, and
yes.
and market it even in Malaysia.
Yes.
Okay. In fact, this platform is a very good platform, especially for me, and also Prof. Saleh. Because all the while I'm thinking, how I'm going to get a good technician for maybe a piping or something like that. But I just wondering, in this project, you are linking the consumer and the skilled worker.
Yes.
Skilled worker is highly sought in Malaysia, but I'm not sure how about Guinea. Okay, so to me, if this is a highly skilled worker, they are very valuable. They can get work anywhere. They have no problem. So for your platform, how are you going to benefit those underprivileged groups? Like maybe they are like disabled person, OKU, women, and unemployed youth. So how your platform can benefit this group of people in terms of social business?
Okay. For your question, actually in Guinea we are having this kind of camp of disabilities people. And in that camp, a lot of disabilities people are working. The disability is not in the mind, it's only about the physics. And this app is people who can read. It's not only for people who can read, as long as you can use it. Grab is not only people who can use it, as long as you can book someone to come in and grab you somewhere, you can use the Grab, right? And this app is as well for those kind of people. Because we noticed that a lot of people in Guinea, they have a lot of skills, do a lot of this kind of work, but they are not having the visibility. as you said, those kind of disability people, they're not having the visibility, even though they're having the skills of doing that. Even me, one of my friends, his father is having this kind of disability, but what he's doing, he's a mechanic. He's a mechanic, he's fixing a lot of cars. But he's facing this kind of visibility. We hope that through this app, people can book him. They can just come and verify the worker. It's not the disability they're going to see, it's the experience of that person they're going to see. What he can do, what he can fix, and book him. As fast as you book, as soon as possible, he will come to you.
How your platform can verify the skill of the service provider? Is there any mechanism that you are having in your platform to verify this?
Okay, that's a very good question already. And we have already implemented that in our platform because we have already our field operations guys in Guinea. And the survey that we run, we didn't just estimate it. They went onto the field and they did the survey with the skilled workers and with a proven record. And in our application also, every worker will be verified through their identity card and other stuff that we will have to implement in our platform.
Okay, thank you for your presentation, very impressive. You mentioned that 80% of the app is already developed. How much did you incur and where did you get that funding from? Assuming, for whatever reason, you do not secure funding today, how will you still go to market? And finally, a suggestion, and this came up from an idea earlier on today, is that you should start working with high school students or vocational training institutes in your country to provide a steady stream of supply of technicians and like these kind of workers for your platform. I think that could be your social impact angle strengthened a bit more.
Okay, for the development of the application, because we are a team, we have already 5 technical teams that are from Al-Bukhari International University, from a final year student in computer science. So we are the one who developed everything from scratch. So we did not need any money from someone to do the development because we have already learned that from the School of Computing. For now, no.
Now for the luncheon we need the money. Yeah. For the luncheon we need the money. Yet we already have the technical team who developed the app, and everything is done, 90% done. Now we need the money actually to do the luncheon and make it operational.
Okay, worst case scenario, if you don't get funding today, what's going to happen to this app?
So since from the beginning already, as we know that it is something that will benefit our country, so we planned that even if we don't get the funding, we can look for the funding from investors in Guinea because we know that the problem exists and we need to do something about it.
I have a suggestion. If there is no investor, I would like to invest.
Thank you.
And hopefully get a good return. I mean, really, you talk about technicians, but at least in Malaysia context, I'm not sure about the Guinea context, but in Malaysia context, service providers are actually extremely needed. As simple as care provider, sometimes you need somebody to look after your child, your grandmother, your father, who's the care provider. So even as simple as somebody who are willing to come to your house to wash the cars, because sometimes we have like 4 or 5 cars at home, and you don't want to go. I mean, car washing, and this is again I think the opportunity to empower and give at least for the youth, car washing for the youth, not really much skill, but the opportunity to be there, and care providers are also there. So I think you can actually extend the kind of link that you can actually do as long as they are able to register. So this is my suggestion, is actually extending it beyond the technicality. I mean, service is actually the key point. And my second suggestion is your revenue model. I mean, your commission-based model. I think you seems to actually fix it at 10%. Maybe you should have some a bit of a variety of the, maybe for single mothers, for the youth who actually, it will be arranged. If it is a registered company, a properly registered office and company, you can actually probably charge. I mean, just think about that in the future, maybe, about wearing that.
Okay, thank you. We'll consider it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We forgot actually to highlight about our advisor. Thank you so much, Prof. Prof. Thank you so much.
Assalamu alaikum and very good morning, respected and honorable judges, along with our team and also the committee. I am Shukri Adam, along with my team and my presenter teammate Abdurrahman Muhyiddin Ali. Together we proudly representing 5 Stars, a group of Somali AIU students along with their alumni of AIU back home. Today, we proudly represent one of our projects called SAMTI. But before you get to know what is SAMTI, I would like to take you to Somalia. In Somalia, there is a mother of 10 children. This mother makes a tea to raise her children, 10 children. And then she has to go to the market to buy 5 ingredients, different ingredients, to make a cup of tea. For her to get 5 different ingredients, it takes different capital. At the same time, a time consumed. Sometimes she ends up not selling the tea because of the ink, what do you call the grinding as well as the time consumed. So with that, you might think now, what is some tea? That is where the secret is. Now in Somalia, tea is not just a drink. It's a culture, it's a hospitality, it's a family gathering, it's a conversation, it's our DNA. It's a way of showing love, as we just did. Now, next slide, please. Now this is some tea. It is together the 5 different capital that she used to pay in one. The cardamoms, the tea leaves, the cinnamon, the cloves, the ginger, together in one. We call it some tea. Then you might think, what is some tea? Or why some tea? Why not something else? Well, the first one, please. Our first social issue we found is unemployment, not internationally or nationally, but specifically women. Why women? It might be 18% for the national, but if you look, the female is 37%. In Somalia, if you're a woman and you do not have a specific certificate that you can compete with the opposite gender, or you don't have a capital to inject your business idea, or you don't have someone in office who can grab you in, you will end up the second option, which is poverty. And that is why they call 50% of Somali society live under the poverty line. Because of that, we have the third point, which is a low value addition. When we say they live under the poverty line, it doesn't mean that they don't have resources or the country do not have natural resources. It means we, depend on import. And that's where the 4th point comes from. But before I go to the 4th point, we say 71% of our agricultural resource is untapped. And that is where we spend in 2023 $9.65 million worth dollars for only tea ingredients. And that is where we try to change that into opportunity. Now, what we propose? First of all, in Somalia, we don't have a 3-in-1. So some tea will be the first product, inshallah. So first of all, we need to create the value added tea. And then the second proposed solution is to employ women and youth. Because of why we say youth, it is we need manpower. But the manpower, it's from the youth. Therefore, the blending, the production, the marketing, the labeling, everything will be done a trained woman. And then the third point, you might now ask, what is your social business model? Our social business model is zero dividend. Why we say that? The main object of this project and another project that we're working on is for the society. As AIU gave us opportunity, we want to give it back. Therefore, the jobs will be created, women will be trained, and business expansion for more employment and also community development. The 4th point is basically as someone who came from AIU, you have to be aware of environment. Therefore, our product shouldn't harm the environment. That's why we have resealable packaging. May I see the next slide, please? Okay, growth sustainability. We have 3 phases. The first phase is the short term. We already did the pilot test in here at AIU, where we tested the product and also made the tea as we did now. Therefore, the first short term now from on is to launch our product back home along with our alumni. And then for the women emphasis is now we training already 3 female who will work on the marketing, the packaging, and also the production team with. And then now we have the resealable packaging. For the medium term, we are planning to expand our production. Now it's only 4-in-1. Also, we planning to change the size, inshallah. And then for the women emphasis, again, we are planning to increase the employment because of whenever the business expands, it means for our measurement, the employment of female has to increase. And then we will also need to modify our packaging. For the long term, I'm very proud to say Somty will be a global brand. And then this time in a long term, it's not only Somali women. It is every woman who is lack of skills, who do not have someone in office, who do not have a capital to inject her business. With that, I would like to welcome my brother.
All right, Assalamu alaikum. Now let's focus on our financial side of the business. To successfully launch a small-scale production facility, we estimated a startup capital of 21,017.69 ringgit. This will cover our raw material, our small workspace rental for 6 months, training, women, and employment for 6 months, license and certification, custom printed Ziploc pouches, marketing and transportation. This will cover everything. And we gave you the breakdown of the capital if you want to look for details. So we designed this concept to be low cost, scalable, and also community based. And with this setup, next slide. With this setup, something will be with this setup, something will be able to generate multiple revenue streams. Most of our revenue will come from our direct tea sales. And we divided our product into 2 different sizes. The first one is 50-gram pouch, which will cost us to make 3.2 ringgit, and we're going to sell it for 7.99 ringgit. And that will leave us a margin for 4.79 ringgit for our profit. And the next size, the other size is 100-gram pouch, which will cost us 5.8 ringgit to make, and we are going to sell it for 11.99 ringgit. And that will leave us a margin for 6.19 ringgit. And we are also going to generate additional revenue through our partnership with cafes and restaurants. And we are also planning to expand our product into our neighboring countries like Djibouti, Ethiopia, and also Kenya, and also to reach our diaspora communities. Lastly, we aim to secure grantees and also social innovation funds to support and expand our women-centered employment program. Next slide. This slide focuses our progress. So from February this year until August, we focused on how to turn this idea into a real product. So first, we finalized on our product through multiple testing, different tea leaves and also different spice combinations. After that, we produced our first pilot batch to test the packaging and also production process. And also, and most importantly, we conducted our first free testing campaigns and sessions in AIU, where we documented also the feedback of the customers to improve our final product. And lastly, we organized our team back home, which consists or include our alumni from AIU, who will oversee and also manage the operations and also the development of the something back home. Next slide. After validating the product, we identified the customers who are most likely to benefit our product. Our primary consumers are Somali households, working adults, students, cafes, and also restaurants. And the question is now how are we going to reach these customers? We developed multiple marketing channels. Our marketing, next slide. Our marketing strategy combines both digital and also traditional marketing. First, we use social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and also TikTok to promote engaging something content. As well, we will do free testing, sampling companies, and also we will partner with cafes and also supermarkets to increase the visibility of our product. This whole system works in one connected system, and that's our business cycle. Our business cycle starts with local tea, leaves, and also spices, which are then blended and packaged into some tea product. Then we sell that product and distribute it. And the revenue we generate from selling the product is reinvested into jobs, training, and also sustainability. So some tea is not just tea or a product. It is a tradition turned into a real product, an opportunity, where every cup supports a worker, family, and also a stronger Somali economy. So that's all from us. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I'm very excited because first of all, I'm a tea lover, which is actually a good start. I was just wondering, is this your design?
Yep.
Really? You never been seen it anywhere else in the world. This is your design.
This is our design.
Such a beautiful and premium. I'm very disappointed with the price that you are selling. Anyway, this is everything that you said is just hit the imaginations of how huge the potential can be. And later on, this can turn into, I like the tagline, taste of Somalia, and then later on you can have a taste of Malaysia, taste of India, taste of, this is your brand. I mean, because different countries have a different way of making tea. So this can become the basis of your futures, inshallah. If this will become successful, it can be a futures brand, Bangladesh, Pakistan have masala tea, then you can call it taste of Pakistan, and the mix and everything will be different. So I think this is a very, very good project, and quite obviously you will get, you will empower local people to actually do this mixing. And so my only critics of this is you are selling too cheap for a very high premium product. Just imagine, the people pay 16 ringgit for a cup of coffee in Starbucks, and you are selling only 11 ringgit for the whole. I mean, they just give you. So and maybe the other thing is that it's about the packaging. This is beautiful packaging, by the way. But I think now people do it individual package, like a single sachet, single use. This will multiple use. I think you need to be able to develop multiple way of packaging for different people for travel. And if we have a way, this can become the country can adopt this to be like a gift, like a signature gifts to foreign dignitaries. The moment you go into that level, then I think the business is going to boom. So there's a lot of networking with government authority, your tourism industries, people who matters in the way of promoting what Somalia has got to offer. Congratulations, I really like this project.
The reason that, thank you so much, Prof, for your inspiring words. The reason why we're selling it cheap, it's because of, as we said, these people, they consume less than 10 ringgit. So also we want them to get access. We say 50% of Somali society, they live under the poverty line, which means this family, they live within or less than 10 ringgit. So for them to get access, and then they can make 102 cups from the one of our pouch. It's also a benefit for them.
This is where the market strategy will come in. A bottle of mineral water you can get for 50 ringgit in one place. The same water you can get 10 ringgit in different places. Yes. I mean, this is where the same mineral water. So how you do the packaging, where do you sell it, who do you sell it, and how does it look like, that kind of thing. So people have access, everyone will have access to it.
Thank you so much, Prof.
I do agree with Prof. Saleh that your selling price is a little bit too low, because roughly calculate your the gross profit margin, I think is quite low. If you want to sustain, I think that you have to really look at your marketing strategy, how you can raise up your selling price, and also how you can reduce your direct costs. Because it will determine how big is your gross profit margin, because you have to pay for so many things on your marketing, on your wages, and on your setup and everything. Okay?
Noted.
Thank you for your presentation. This pouch is going home tonight, and I'm going to allow my father to try some tea because he loves to drink tea. So thank you for that. I also agree with the comments that have been mentioned. You really need to understand your customer. Who are your customers? Because different customers behave differently. Some, they want the small sachets. If you're selling to the cafes and the B2B, then you need larger quantities, and you need to make sure your pricing is right, because all of us are looking at your numbers and we're a bit concerned. So one of you needs to look back at the business model and really understand how you do your pricing. I wanted to understand what the sourcing mechanism is for your tea leaves. Where do you source the tea leaves from? How are they sourced? Are you involving, is it still having to deal with the middleman? What is the landscape of this tea plantation in Somalia? If you can just educate us on the process of from collection to process to the point where it's in this package.
Well, Thank you so much, ma'am, first of all, for the encouraging words. Secondly, for this SOMTI, it is 4-in-1. It means the gloves, the cinnamon, the cardamom, the gingers. Now we import from outside, India, Kenya, and we import from these countries. But in the future, Somalia, one of the main sources in Somalia, it's agriculture. It means we have a farm, a land that we can be farmed. So in a long term, we're planning to cut this off. But now we using the bulk purchase of these products to create our product.
Which ingredients are available in Somalia and which ones are you having to import?
For now, none of it is there, not there. For now, we have to import, but let's say when you buy in 5 different ingredients, the capital will be higher. But when you buy in bulk purchase, you reduce the cost, so you can create one from there, and then the benefit from there, you create one of it in your home. That's the strategy we're using.
My my last suggestion for this, not for you, but I think this is more for Asadai. You know, when I look at this design and the branding and everything, I think we can file for a lot for copyrights, not just for this one. You know, the one that we had this app just now, the link, the Bara link, and all the things that Asadai, I think we can start filing the registrations for the copyright, IPs, or branding, that kind of thing. Of course, it will, you know, you will become the innovator of this, but at least university have, you know, registered. I'm sure this is copyrighted. Yep.
Last question. What is the cost of production? Cost of production. This one is 100.
100 gram.
Yeah.
The cost for the 100 gram is 5.8 ringgit. 5.8 ringgit.
5 ringgit 80 cents.
5 ringgit 80 cents.
Total cost of production.
The total cost, even the package, everything.
Okay. And you're selling for?
11.99 ringgit. It's 208 ringgit. 224 cups. Yeah. Yeah, because in Somalia, we use catalyst to make tea. Like, we don't make it cup by cup, but we use like big catalyst to make the tea. And each kettle can make 14 cups of tea. Each kettle can make 14 cups of tea. If you are making by cup, you can add 1 spoon or 2 grams. 1 spoon. 1 spoon. Yeah. Yeah.
Better still open a Somti cafe.
We want to play a video of how we did. We did with the lab of our university. Yes.
A good day and hello everyone. Please take a deep breath with me. All right, now I want you to ask yourself a question. Today, when you wake up in the morning, did you ever guess what are you going to eat tomorrow? Or else, have you ever wondered if you could afford a basic source of protein, just like chicken, for your family? Most of you in this room, we might eat nutritious food that is just in a need. I mean, it's a baseline reality that we take for granted to eat nutrition. But if I may ask, by a show of hands, how many of you believe that access to basic nutrition, life-saving nutrition, is a fundamental human right for children, no matter where they are born? This is the true story. And thank you so much. I connect with you due to that belief. Yet in Zimbabwe, a landlocked country, the reality is currently violating that right of basic need because it is complicated, hyper-inflated supply chain that has saturated and monopolized the market of meat. Number one, in Zimbabwe, commercial farmers, they artificially charge high prices because they take advantage of monopoly, leaving basic food out of reach for the rest of the communities, leaving the children under the age of 10 protein deficient, and students financially unable to attend school. This is not just a business case that I'm presenting. This is the true story of my life. Growing up in Zimbabwe, we live in a situation where I couldn't even afford the school fee, the food. I couldn't even afford to buy chicken on my own. As you see on the picture there, the previous one, this is the picture I took it with my first iPhone in my village, 2019. The second picture was taken by our alumni just last month. These children, I live in that situation where chicken was a mystery. I mean, it was a distant luxury we couldn't even afford. This is the painful reality of my life. And this is the circulating and active story that is happening across Zimbabwe today. This, next slide, if you see on the statistics, this severe excess of malnutrition, this severe excess of lack of dietary protein has led to a devastating nutrition deficient, which led to kwashoka. That's why you see children under the age of 5 is 25% in Zimbabwe, and undernourished is 19%, which is almost half of Zimbabwe suffering from this problem. That is why today we are standing in front of you asking and recommending for a seed fund of 35,000 ringgit for a Zunde poultry. So this is the giant producer. This is Ivan in Zimbabwe. They produce chicken. Okay, next slide. Okay, this is the crisis that I just passed by. Okay, so now introducing Zunde. Zunde is a localized, high-efficient brand that is operating in the communities, in the village. We operate where chicken is produced. We are not just a farm. We are a high-tech supply chain. Why? Because our agenda is engineered to solve poverty, unemployment, malnutrition, and the problem to go to school. We are not guessing. We are going to apply all agricultural specification. I grew up doing agriculture. I grew up rearing chicken in someone's farm. I know how to do it. So when we start operating, we'll be operating with a zero waste. We'll be previous slide. We'll be operating with a zero waste. What I mean is all the waste, all the odors that the chicken can produce, it becomes manure. Manure is a fertilizer that is used in the rural farms to grow the crops. So this is the benefit that we end up getting at the end of the day. Next slide. So this is the structure that we want to build. Next slide. So by doing so, we have not just ended there, we have started to engage with the existing businesses. This is I Am Bisme here in Keda. We managed to have a call with them. We didn't manage to go physically. So we had all the biosecurity measures. We have all the specifications that are needed. And they've told us how we can penetrate the market. Next slide. So this is our point of difference. We are quite different to the existing firms in quite a number of ways. Number one, the traditional firms, they are driven by profit. That's why they charge only prices that end up skyrocket. We are following UNICEF 7 principles of social business. 100% of our surplus is going to be returned back into the community and support for education. Number two, the point of difference, we are different in such a way because we have break that supply chain problem. We are operating where chicken is consumed in the villages. Last but not least, this is the effect that we have. We have entered the market with a strategy. We open our own Zunde market. Zunde market is a dual layer, which means we are targeting business to business, restaurants, and also hotels. At the same time, we have a village market. Village market, they don't need to travel. They don't need to go anywhere. They need to buy where we are selling. So, can you open this Zunde? So this is our platform. It's working already. We have created it because why we open the market? Because the market is already saturated. So if you look on the Zunde market, if you go to the market there, so this is how it is going to operate. So on the Zunde market, all the farmers, because once we started to produce, we are not just only going to monopolize as they did. We are going to empower the community to start also doing their thing. So they'll put all their resources on market. Here you can also place an order at a cart, whosoever, maybe it's a restaurant, it's a hotel, they start doing so. So we are empowering at the same time we are moving the mission. Let's go back to the slides. All right, so now what's next? Next slide. This is our value proposition because in order to survive in the market, we need to first secure the diaspora, the business to business, and 40-hour direct delivery because people in the rural area, number one, they are short of transport, especially in Zimbabwe. Road itself is a problem, but here they don't need to travel. Transport is already covered because we exist where they live. Number two, the biosecure supply. This was one advice we get from I Am Bisme. They told us that to avoid that your chickens die and the likes, you need to secure all these things and also apply all chicken pot running specification. So these are the things that are part of the budget. Next slide. So this is the most important because our agenda is not single. We are fighting a global problem. So these are the organizations that usually come in Zimbabwe. But I was concerned in 2008 when hunger hit Zimbabwe and we were given oil from different donors and people end up being sick. What was the reason? There was a claim that there is the oil that is coming from pork. So now we are supplying on our own. Next slide. So this is our model. Our model is learn. We teach them how to rear chicken. This part, I like it. The very same way I get AIU scholarship is the very same way I want someone to get a scholarship through chicken. This will be fulfilled through our contribution because we'll be offering free lunch program per 2 days per 2 weeks. Next slide. So this is our budget breakdown and this is how we are going to use it. Next slide. Next slide. Next slide. Okay, this is our break-even. Our break-even will be at the 33,932. Why? Because we agree that this loss, it is the beginning of the 3 months. On the 3 months, we are not fighting anything. We are fighting to stabilize. After 6 months, that's where we are going to break even because our scale will reach us to this amount. Next slide. This is the revenue model. Once we get our 33,000, for example, 40% is going to the scholarship portion. For every profit we made, every chicken sold, the profit is going to fund someone's education. 40% is going to be invested back into the business. And the 20% is for the free lunch program for those kids who are under 5. Next slide. This is our team behind success. Next slide. So this is our building supply chain. That's how we are different. So therefore, today, I want to quickly ask, as we put all together, that the decision is now yours, whether you invest in us or we leave those children in Zimbabwe, number 1, suffering from malnutrition. Number 2, they end up not going to school. Number 3, the soaring number of unemployment persists in Zimbabwe. Or we start the evolution of free education through free scholarship for every chicken sold. I thank you.
Can we go to the budget slide? You flew through that very fast. So can we go back to the budget? We need to look at the numbers. No.
Okay, this is our budget.
Okay, somebody talk us through this. Why do you need each one of those line items?
Sorry, I couldn't hear.
One of you needs to talk us through this slide. Why is it necessary for each one of these items towards the success of your project?
All right. Thank you so much for seeking such clarity. So number 1, we asked 35,000 ringgit. The most portion is going to infrastructure. Because right now, fortunately, because we have alumni who have already secured the land, if you saw the first video, the remaining thing is now to build the structures where we are going to rear. So it is going to cost us 15,000. That is 42% of the budget. Number 2, the nutrition and feed. And also as the biosecurity, this was the advice from IAM Bisme when we had a call with the operational manager. They told us that if you really want to succeed without any mortality rate doubts, you need to increase the amount, especially on your feed and security, because chicken can die anytime if you don't manage the environment. We don't pray for our chicken, but we manage the environment. So that's why we put on biosecurity. Then on the production floor, we are going to start with 1,500 chicks. 1,500 chicks, we are having a mortality rate, which means it's 5%. We'll be left with 1,400 chicks. 100 will leave them to die. Then 1.4 is for the sustainability. Then the go-to-market, because you have seen our Zunde market, that market is running away from the saturated market existing. So we need to pay the host. We need to pay, because we are just using some of IoT things, so they need to be paid. This one, that's where the budget is going. Last but not least, I want to touch on the nutrition side, because in Zimbabwe, the good part of it, in the rural side, they grow sunflower, they grow soybeans, and for the commercial farm, they used to crush those things as feeds. So it will be part of our input beneficial. That is an added advantage on top of a free land that we got.
Just to follow up, the 15,000 ringgit is to take care of 1,500 chicks. The infrastructure of 15,000 ringgit.
Yes.
Okay. And that is based on the specification that you showed us earlier.
Yes. Can you go to the housing structure? Okay. So this is the housing structure. Why we put 15,000 for this housing structure? Because the normal structure that are used, they are very expensive than this. But this one is very conducive, especially in areas that we can manage on our own with the small beds, number of beds. So for 15,000, we use this one. But after 6 months, that is our breaking even. That is where we are starting now. We expand because we can. These are mobile. We can move there. But when we start operating, that's where we have our branches in different districts. But for now, we start with this 15,000. And this one is just stuff. We arrange them like this. As 3, they cost 15,000.
Okay. How long it would take for your chicken to grow up and sell in the market?
All right, thank you so much for the question. So For the go-to-market, we need, that is 6 weeks, we start selling our chicken.
Roughly how, what's the weight? The weight of the chicken when you...
The weight is 1.2 to 1.5 kgs. That is ready to market.
A little bit too small. Okay. Okay. What is your market? Where is your market? Is it in Zimbabwe or?
All right. Can you go to the market slide? Okay. So for our market, we have 2 different type of markets. 60% of our market. Previous. No.
You're selling to restaurants.